4 hours. I hope you're having a good day. I hope you're not grumpy. I hope you have a nice, pleasant afternoon going on. Whatever we can do to contribute to it, we'll do our very best until 7 o'clock tonight, and then we'll call it an evening and get on home. Like I say, my name's Matt Murphy, and I host the proceedings here today. Jackson Williams is behind the glass. He makes sure that everything that comes out of our speakers sounds as good as humanly possible, and I appreciate him for that. Young Ken Weaver's back in News Closet B. He gathers headlines for a living, delivers them twice an hour, and when it breaks, and he does it with a good attitude and a smile on his face, and we appreciate that every single day. Hello, Ken Weaver.
How about you boys?
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I want Brother Jackson to be in a good mood.
He just said an expletive to me, Ken.
Brother Jackson.
He did. He used a nasty term because I said, "Hey, you going to send just a little inside baseball peek behind the curtain?" I said, "Hey, Jackson, you going to send me an invite because Jackson has to send me an invitation to a thing that we have to do so I can link up to it. So from this room, I can share with you audio and video platforms for the folks watching on Talk TV, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble. Y'all with me so far?" And I said, "Hey, Jackson, you going to send me one of those invites?" And Jackson said, "Yeah, give me a minute. Right now, I'm in the middle of this bleeping thumbnail."
I said that, and I meant it.
Hey, Jackson.
It only lets me do one a day and one every 24 hours. Apparently, I did it a little late yesterday, and so it was like, we can't allow you to do this, even though you're waiting on it.
Stupid computer. Who do we blame? Who's at fault here?
ChatGPT. That's who I'm mad at.
Oh, well, let's find that out. Ask ChatGPT who its owner is.
Who should we be mad
I can't. I'm out of requests for the day because I got the damn thumbnail.
Oh, geez. Let's see. Let me see. Who owns somebody on the super text line to be able to tell us. Hold on. Let me see. Who owns ChatGPT? Search.
OpenAI. That's who I got beef with.
Well, that doesn't tell me.
Let's get him on the horn.
Let's get him on. Yeah, let's get him on. Let's get him on the old telephone.
What do y'all think you're trying to pull?
Elon.
Elon owns OpenAI? I guess he does, doesn't he?
He was a founder.
Oh. I thought Elon was, but he also has that Grok. I love the Grok. Grok wouldn't treat you this way, Jackson. I can tell you that. Anyway, y'all, I'm glad y'all are having a good. Hey, we got called to the office today, boys.
Yes, sir.
It was good. It was nice, in a good way, y'all.
Yeah, it wasn't in a bad way.
No, we had our quarterly, less than annual, or more than annual, but less than biannual get together with New Suit.
Yes, sir.
It would be more than biannual if it's quarterly.
Mm-hmm. I don't really know how many times are we doing that. I don't know. I just
quarterly.
You know when I know we're going to do that. I don't think we've done it quarterly though since New Suit's been New Suit.
We have since I've been on the show.
No, man. Well, you have because you're a problem. But for me, see, he loves me.
We've had like 3 meetings that I've been a part of.
Well, there you go.
And, yeah, so we'll have our one for Q4 in about 3 months.
Okay. That sounds
Think
about
about
right.
how many we have
Look,
if it's quarterly.
All I know is when Jackson tells me as we're walking out the door at 7:08 in the evenings, when Jackson says, "Don't forget about that meeting tomorrow," that's when I know the meeting is. Which is exactly what happened yesterday.
I forgot about it, too.
Yeah. I saw mine yesterday. It popped up as a reminder on my email.
Well,
but then it still slipped my mind today.
Well, if you listeners have any complaints, you get them in here at Supertalk 99.7 WTN on the Super Text line. Now's a great time to get your complaints in because we've just cleaned them all out. We just had a clearinghouse of complaints during our meeting. We go over them one by one quarterly. It takes a minute, but we do it. And then we've got a clean slate coming into today's show. It's a Thursday edition, July 16, 20, and 26, the year of our Lord. Thank you for being with us. We certainly appreciate whatever time you're able to give us. We're on a variety of platforms. We tell you about those on a daily basis just to make sure that you understand that if you're listening on the radio, for example, and you get out of your automobile and you're thinking, man, that Jackson Williams was saying something. I think he was about to say a funny, and I really hate that I'm going to miss that. You don't have to miss it. Take us wherever you go by TuneIn, Spotify, iHeart, our own app, Supertalk 99.7 WTN. Type that in. Take us wherever you go on your smartphone or your laptop. Then, of course, there's Talk TV. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble. I'm waiting on the meeting host to bring me in, by the way, Jax. You can join us on Talk TV and enjoy everything that we have to offer over there. YouTube chat's a crazy place. Just be warned. There's no hall monitor on YouTube chat. So a lot of things get said, and if you're of the offended type, might not want to go over there. But if you like that sort of thing, well, YouTube chat is the place for you. And then, of course, there's our own chat feature, our text line feature. Super text line is up and running. 615-737-9986. As always, my favorite thing to do is turn a monologue into a dialogue, or a dialogue into a trialogue, as the case may be. And the way to do that is type in your telephone number, and off we go. 615-737-9986. Call us if there's anything that we bring up that you want to opine on, if you want to bring up a subject matter that we've not addressed over the course of the day, if you think there's something very, very important that the massive listening audience of the Matt Murphy Radio Show on Super Talk needs to know about, well, the way to do that is make the call that so many others have made. 615-737-9986.
We have a new complaint.
Oh, that's great. What's the complaint?
We don't do the real feels enough from 6728. So, Ken, what are them real feels?
The real feels, boys. Let me update
I don't believe you.
my weather radar here, my weather contraption that I have. It is mostly cloudy and 88 degrees at Nashville International Airport. However, it feels like 95.
Y'all suck.
Humidity is 59%, boys.
Mm-hmm.
We're running the risk of swamp ass out there.
Are we? Are we? Are we?
I bet you there's a lot of folks out there already have it.
I bet so. It is sticky out there. I will give you that. I don't like being told how to feel about the weather, and that's what the Real Feels does. And so
Murphy, you don't like being told anything.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's why I love you, man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
I mean, if you try to tell Brother Murphy to do something, it ain't happening.
For some, and I don't mean it, Ken, but it really is. I don't know what it. There must be some sort of parasite in my brain. I think I got that lettuce explosive
cyclosporiasis?
I think I got that lettuce explosive diarrhea parasite. It's been in my brain but there's something in my brain. If you tell me I've got to do something for some reason, no matter what it is, even if I want to do it, Murphy, you've got to, you've got to make yourself available to this awesome barbecue and have some of this beer and have these lovely ladies, fan you with these palm fronds. I'll be like, no, I ain't got to do a damn thing.
This makes a lot of sense, Ken. You know why?
Why's that, brother?
Because I told Matt a few weeks ago, you have got to start going to break on time.
Hey, in the meeting today, Paul said we don't have to do that anymore.
All right.
Were you there? Were you a part of that, kid?
I missed that part.
No, Paul said we didn't have to do that anymore. New Suit said it. And I'm like, finally, after 26 years, I've been vindicated. Matt, what are you screaming during your intro music? That is, a lot of people think that's me screaming.
Yeah, they think that's you.
They do. That is Shinedown is the name of the band. The song is Cut the Cord. And the fella at the beginning of that song is screaming, cut it. That is the answer to your question. One of these days, we ought to do a Friday segment where we do a Q&A, where people can get their questions into the Matt Murphy Show via the text line, and then any question is on the table. Any question is permissible, and I ask all questions that come in.
Boxers or briefs?
Or answer all questions that come in. I wear boxer briefs, Jackson. So a little bit of both. How about yourself?
Samesies.
You seem a tighty-whitey man.
No.
If I've ever seen one.
No.
No? You don't find a lot of tighty-whitey fellas anymore, do you?
Do they still sell white underwear?
Oh, tighty-whitey? Oh, yeah. Of course.
Do they really?
Of course. Every time I say the phrase tighty-whitey, I think about a joke that my grandpa told me that I cannot tell on the radio.
Rats.
But it has something to do with someone wanting to be white, tight, and out of sight. Y'all can put in the punchline if you want to. Anyway, yeah, Ken. I've not been in a. I purchase my boxer briefs at a particular location. I have found the perfect boxer brief.
Costco.
And if the Duluth Trading Company advertised with this radio show, then they would get a free advert. Oh, wait, I accidentally said it. So y'all need to get on over here with your naked boxers. That's what they call them, the naked boxers. And they are fabulous and I absolutely love them. Jackson, where do you buy your tidy whities?
Amazon. But they're not tidy whities, they're boxer briefs.
I think that's where my wife gets my underwear, too.
0338 says, I bet Ken wears a thong with that beard. Let me tell y'all something.
Don't tempt me.
Let me tell you something. I can totally see. Y'all just let this wash over you. Okay. I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna imagine. Just imagine we're on a beach, okay? You're on a beach and we've got an umbrella. And we got a little cooler there, and it's me and it's you. It's you. You can have somebody else with you. Maybe we got a dog there with us. And from way down the way, we see some fella walking down the beach, and all he's got on is a Speedo and some flip flops. He's got a big old goatee,
and he's carrying a boombox playing "Gimme All Your Lovin'" by ZZ Top.
With one gold chain, baby. And he walks right by. Give me all your loving, all your hunger is into. And then
gives you a thumbs up. Says, "Who loves you, baby?"
And you look at me and you say, "Who was that?" And I'll look at you and I'll say, "That's Ken Weaver." I was thinking, I like boombox better, kid. I was thinking boombox or metal detector. I can see the metal detector too, right?
Metal detector with a Walkman.
Boop. Oh yeah, with the little those little foamies.
Yes.
Oh yes. Hey Jackson, you know what a Walkman is?
It is a Sony portable cassette player.
All right, Jackson, you're going to make a great governor one day. We are promoting Jackson for governor. I think we need to promote a write-in campaign.
And I'm ready. I'm going to fight for the constituency of Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to be tough on Tanzania. Is that right?
Sure, yes. Mm-hmm. Tanzania is good. Let's be tough on Tanzania.
Is that what they're doing?
What are you going to do to Vanderbilt?
Abolish it.
We are going to explore the possibility of a write-in candidacy of young Action Jackson, a.k.a. Reaction Jackson, Y2J, J. Willie, Jackson Williams, as a candidate for governor. Didn't we establish that you have to be of a certain age?
30, but I can forge a birth certificate. I got a guy.
Yeah, that's fine. Listen, if Marsha's not too old to run for governor, you're not too young. How about
exactly.
that?
And I'll debate.
Will you?
It won't go well, but I'll debate.
Well, that's good. I love hearing it. I think we can get look, we've got 2 gubernatorial candidates coming on next week, and I'll get them to agree to debate you.
Did you see the New York City mayoral debates?
I have not. The last New York City mayoral debate that I saw was the rent is too damn high. Remember that fella?
Dude.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
that guy
it would it was Cuomo, Mamdani, and then I can't remember that. Siwa? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
But in the debate,
sure.
it would cut to him, or they would go back and forth, Cuomo and Mamdani, and then it would cut to Siwa, and he would just say the most outlandish, has nothing to do, talking about getting stabbed on the subway in the 80s.
I have seen this.
That's
I've seen
my
clips.
plan.
So you're getting you're getting a lot of good advice here on the Super Text line, and we need to absorb some of this advice. And look, we're in the exploratory phase. As Mr. Williams' campaign manager, I'm here to offer an official statement that we are in the exploratory stage as to whether or not he's going to throw his 10-gallon hat into the ring as an independent candidate for governor of the great state of Tennessee.
Yes, sir, and a real 10-gallon hat.
Oh, absolutely. We will let y'all know when we have an official announcement regarding his potential candidacy.
My platform is that all of your tax dollars will go to Tennessee's NIL fund. We're getting some 5 stars, baby.
I got to get a kicker.
Yeah, y'all do need it. 1012 said, I bet Jackson would be a master debater. Jackson for gubernatorial candidate. Jackson needs to wear himself a cowboy hat. Heck yeah, 10-gallon hat. What's Jackson's stance on pot?
I will work to provide for the constituency of my candidates, and we will be tough on Tanzania.
I think that said all you need to know about his stance on
Right
pot.
there, right
What's a Tanzanian food I can crumple up in my ad?
He's clearly high right now, so thank you. I've heard all you need to know.
And
about
we will
that.
abolish Vanderbilt and invade Kentucky.
We need. We could kill. I think we'd destroy Kentucky.
I'm talking to
don't you?
Tennesseans every day.
You really are. You are. We
Talking
would.
Tennesseans right now.
We would eat Kentucky's lunch. Don't y'all think?
And Mississippi better watch their back.
Mississippi's got nothing going on but the river.
Yeah, I mean, we could leave Mississippi alone.
And I will save the racetrack. I don't know how, though.
I would like to have northern Alabama, though. Woo, that's some beautiful country.
Would Governor Williams change the state trooper uniforms to orange and white?
Yes. And I would also paint the governor's mansion a checkerboard orange.
Well, you need to be a governor for all the people, though.
I'm getting rid of the raccoon as the state animal.
What?
We're going with Smokey the dog.
What about?
And this is the Tennessee anthem.
Are you, Candidate Williams? Are you concerned at all about losing the vote of Vanderbilt fans?
It ain't gonna matter when I'm governor.
What is his stance on? I can't even say that word. What is his stance on selling Memphis to Arkansas?
Yeah.
We'll look into it. After we get Kentucky, we'll have a lot of excess land.
Heck, we might be able to sell Memphis to Arkansas, but still collect all the tax.
Be careful about what you want to invade in Kentucky. Haven't you heard of Kentucky windage?
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
But we'll work towards the constituency of Kentucky and Tennessee after we invade.
You better not take any of my bourbon, young Jackson.
Mitch McConnell weighing in on the chat. Well, we'll explore that. All right, we've got a few other things to say about the gubernatorial election cycle. Obviously, the primary is August 6th. Early voting starts tomorrow. Scott Sapicki will offer his thoughts on the governor's race thus far and the other political candidates that are throwing their hat in the ring. What is your favorite political ad so far? Mine, and it's not even a question. Not even a question that the best ad going is markpody.com.
Oh, yeah. No, by far.
There's no question.
It's not close.
I mean, I sing along to that song in the bathroom. Honesty, integrity.
It's catchy.
Don't think I know those words there, but I can get to the hook. It's markpody.com. And if you know anything about Mark Pody, you know it needs to end with a yeah. That's how Mark Pody shows up to every event I've ever been at with Mark Pody, who is one of the finest dudes you'll ever meet in your life. Senator Mark Pody, he goes out on stage, and the people are like, giving him one of these, and Mark Pody goes, yeah, and you're like, whoa, this guy is either high on cocaine or he's got it going on. And I think he's got it going on. 25 after the hour, Super Talk 99.7 WTN. I will, in all seriousness, we've got a couple of candidates that are coming on next week to include John Rose and Monty Fritz. Back-to-back, Monday and Tuesday. I'll tell you which is which coming up in a moment. Still waiting on a word back from Marsha Blackburn. I missed some of her folks early today. Hopefully, it is to schedule an interview with us. Who knows? Also, I'll just double down on my stated plan on the August 6th primary election ballot when we return. And I encourage you to do the same thing at Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Friends, we are days away from the big open house at Contours LLC, and I want to see you there. It is low impact. We would just love to see you. If you're out and about in the Cool Springs area, stop by Contours LLC and say hello to us this Saturday from 11 until 1. It's your chance to tour the facility, see the technology firsthand, talk to the informed folks. Leah, Stephanie, Piper will be there, Keith will be there, and yours truly, Matt Murphy, along with Dan Mandis of Nashville's Morning News. We'll sit down, break a little bread. There'll be some refreshments available for you, and just talk to you about exactly what they can offer you in terms of weight loss. Whatever you need, they can provide when it comes to weight loss. See the facility, see the incredible red light technology. Look at it working in action, and then talk to the gang at Contours about a plan of action that can lead to successful results for you or a family member. It's Contours LLC. It's this Saturday from 11 until 1. Big open house. Ask questions and get real answers. Hear success stories. RSVP at contoursllc.com. That's contoursllc.com. Or we'll see you there Saturday from 11 until 1. 615-236-9960. 236-9960. The Wellness Institute of Nashville can help. Folks, if you're frustrated because you have an issue involving your back, your neck, your knees, your hips, your elbows, wherever it might hurt, if you're in constant and debilitating pain and you feel like this is just the way you have to live your life, allow Dr. Kevin Mitchell, Dr. Ashley, and the rest of the team of the Wellness Institute of Nashville, allow them to take a look at you. Get that appointment scheduled. Get into the Wellness Institute and see what they can do. Because I promise you, people like you have walked through those doors thinking, well, this is a last shot at it. There's really nothing that they can do. This pain is debilitating. It's permanent. It's going to be here forever. I just have to cover it up with pills. I have to cover it up with pain blockers. And Dr. Kevin Mitchell gets to work with modern techniques like spinal decompression, hydrowave technology, or the brand new Medical Bay one, and they solve this issue. They get you pain-free without having the constant pill popping, the constant pain blockers, or the possibility of surgery. It's all about eliminating the pain. Painisbad.com. Painisbad.com or 615-246-5009, 246-5009 for our friends at the Wellness Institute of Nashville.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. And a sheriff in Florida says 2 of his deputies were ambushed on a call today.
I don't believe I can underscore the severity of what occurred here today. Enough.
Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Cronister says one of the deputies shot in the face, the other in the neck, both flown to a hospital, as was the suspect, who is dead. Suspect identified as 34-year-old Chris Domanchowski. He had taken his ex-girlfriend hostage overnight, according to police. She sought an order of protection from sheriffs, and when the deputies responded, they were shot. President Trump will address the nation tonight at 8 o'clock, Middle Tennessee time. Expected to talk about information from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence he has received on the 2020 election. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, fresh off maternity leave.
It will shock you if you have an honest eye listening to the president tonight, and everything he is saying will be backed by facts and by evidence that will be provided this evening.
Well, Democrats haven't heard what the president's going to say, but they're already on the attack. This is House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries.
Why does he continue to focus on a conspiracy theory related to a 2020 presidential election that every rational person in the United States of America knows he lost?
Again, the president's set to start speaking at 8 o'clock Middle Tennessee time tonight from the White House. Here in Nashville, police searching for the driver involved in a deadly hit and run on McGavick Pike. Investigators say 48-year-old Jamie Maxim was struck by a dark-colored pickup truck near Elm Hill Pike on July 10th, later died from her injuries. Evidence collected at the scene indicates the vehicle is likely a 2011 to 2014 GMC Sierra 2500. Anyone with information has to contact Crime Stoppers. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. Still working that crash Brother Jay just told you about. Right shoulder block 24 eastbound at Spring Street, Ellington Parkway. Downtown split now. We got one eastbound right there at 24. That's going to be exit 211. And then in Dixon, we've got a stalled vehicle on the right shoulder, 40 eastbound past 840. Back closer to downtown, a crash reported 65 southbound at Trinity Lane. And now in Glenview, a wreck, Murfreesboro Pike just west of Briley Parkway. I'm Ken Weaver.
When it comes to your home, obviously you want to make sure that you get the best mortgage rate possible. You want to make sure that you're living in the best situation possible. And things change in your life that can change that dynamic. Perhaps you're adding new folks to your home. Maybe you've got a pregnancy, and congratulations if that's the case. If you're adding new mouths to feed, maybe you need a bigger place. Perhaps you are an empty nester and it's time to downsize a little bit. Whatever the situation, Accurate Mortgage is there to help you. You're not just a number to make a quick buck. They'll only ever advise you to make a loan that makes sense for you and your family financially. Now, rates might be a little bit higher than they've been in the past years, but maybe you can take advantage of rates. Perhaps you have a little bit of a higher rate on your current mortgage, or if it's equitable, a cash-out refi might be able to save you a good amount of money by eliminating higher interest credit card debt. Or maybe your solution is to build onto your home for a growing family. You can do that as well with a home cash-out refi to renovate your current house, or I mentioned that high-interest credit card debt as well. Accurate Mortgage can help you in all of these things. Accurate Mortgage at AccurateMTG.com, AccurateMTG.com, or give them a call today as well. Accurate Mortgage in MLS 129944. Rates and terms subject to change. Equal housing lender. If you're tired of health insurance that feels like a mathematics exam, I encourage you to contact Shane Ring and Cover Nash. Shane helped me. I guess it's been over a year now where I sat down with Shane in his office in Brentwood, and he talked to me about how insurance companies do their work, and he's not knocking them. I mean, obviously, there's some good insurance companies out there, but they do things in a way that they want to keep you locked into the same health insurance plan that you've been with for a long, long time. Because it's more consistent with them. They make more money that way and that sort of thing. Shane is here to break through all of that. He's here to help you understand exactly what you need to do to help you and your family get the best insurance plan available for you. If you're frustrated, if you don't know if you're paying too much, I mean, most of us don't. You just pay along and you assume that you've got the coverage that you'll need when the time comes. If you're unsure, you owe it to yourself to make a call. Sit down with Shane, no obligation. He'll go over your plan that you're currently in to make sure that it's the right one for you and your family. And if it's not, he has 75 plus plans at his fingertips that he can help you with. Secondarily, if you're currently uninsured, you're not sure how to get health insurance, or if you're self-employed, let Shane help you. He is your personal healthcare concierge. Real coverage on your terms, not the government's. It's Cover Nash. Go to covernash.com or call 615-465-0023, 465-0023. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. The title of the show today and the slide for the show, at least on the YouTube side of things, I don't know that we figured out. Does the slide transfer to the other platforms? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. One of these days we'll figure it out. But we're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Rumble. I know that if you're on the YouTube side, you'll see the slide and you'll see the young, smiling face of the next governor of the state of Tennessee.
I'm ready to fight for my constituency and tough on Tanzania and abolish Vanderbilt.
And attack Kentucky.
Oh, yeah, we're invading.
Now, we do need all those lawyers and doctors coming out of Andy. Maybe just the football team?
Okay, Vanderbilt athletics we will abolish.
Now, you see there, folks, you see there, that's the type of leader that we need in Jackson Williams, where a member of his advisory council put his hand up, and that would be Ken Weaver, yes, and said, well, what about this candidate, Williams? And Jackson immediately said, you know what, that's a good point. I will absorb that into my political campaign. That's the type of guy we need.
I'm thinking of one more change.
All right.
We might start with invading Mississippi.
I thought you said we didn't want Mississippi.
No, because I remembered they have casinos.
Oh.
And that tax revenue would go great into the Tennessee athletics budget.
Well, I think they have to be in the river, though. But,
well, they can stay where they are, Ken. I'm just going to make Mississippi West Tennessee.
That's true.
They ain't going nowhere.
I like how Jackson's like, Ken, come on. Think about it.
I'm not going to move them.
So, candidate Jack, wouldn't it be easier just to have some casinos here in Nashville?
Well, then you got to go through the legislature. I can just send the state troopers on Mississippi, and we'll get that done real fast.
That won't be a problem for you.
No. You remember the Alamo?
I do. Yeah, I do. Too many peas in Mississippi, you think?
Yeah, we're going to take out a couple of them peas. Also, Ole Miss, got to go.
Well, who's Tennessee going to play in foosball?
Anybody.
Just take them all on. You've got a lot of NIL money. You'll have some good
we'll
NIL.
have tons. There won't be that. Hey, they won't want to mess with Big Bad Tennessee.
So all tax revenue goes into Tennessee's NIL. Vanderbilt football. I mean, are we going to let Memphis keep playing, or?
Yeah, Memphis can stay.
Yeah, but no Vandy.
No Vandy.
Vandy's out.
No Ole Miss.
How much NIL does Memphis get?
Whatever they can raise, Ken.
I mean, sell that pyramid.
Yeah.
Make them some cash.
Everybody's going to be sponsored by Bass Pro Shop.
So we're considering a Jackson Williams candidacy for governor because sadly some of the governor's candidates have left us wanting. Now, update in all seriousness on the primary. So Monday at 5 p.m. we will welcome John Rose to the show. Hey, at 4 o'clock Monday, Ricky Skaggs is going to stop by via phone.
All right.
How about that? Ricky's got a couple of things going out. I think, I believe I was told this, I think I heard this correctly, that Ricky has his first new song out in 10 years.
Awesome.
How about that? Big fan of the Skaggs family, big fan of Ricky, and believe it or not, for some reason, Ricky's a fan of the show. I don't know why, but God bless him for being so. And God bless him for everything he's done for Nashville and the state of Tennessee, and by extension, country music. He'll be with us on Monday at 4 o'clock, Monday at 5 o'clock, John Rose, who is a current sitting congressman and a gubernatorial candidate, which is one of my preferred words, will be here in studio at 5:05 in the p.m. answering your and my questions. Tuesday, Monty Fritz will be here in studio. We've talked to both of these candidates. John actually came by the studio the day that he announced that he was running for governor. So we've had him in studio multiple occasions. We have had Monty Fritz in studio. We've had Monty Fritz on the program multiple times. Excited about talking to both of those gentlemen. We do have a call out for Senator Marsha Blackburn to sit down with us and talk with us. I know she was on with Dan Mandis in Nashville's Morning News some weeks ago. We've asked her to be on our show, and I was told, the last I heard was, hey, what I was told was, our schedule's incredibly busy. I'm looking at the calendar. We look booked out from now until September. This is what I was told. I'm just relating what I was told. Now until September, but give me 72 hours. We're going to figure it out. We're going to get you in. We're going to squeeze it in. Okay. Well, I was told that before I made the announcement that I made Monday. Was it Monday or Tuesday? I guess it was Tuesday. I have come to the conclusion that if a candidate is not willing to stand under the white-hot spotlight of a debate format and stand on a stage with their political opponents and speak to the voters that they are attempting to receive votes from, that is their choice. And if they're willing to do that, then I'm willing to listen. If they're willing to do that, I'm willing to consider offering my vote to them. But if they're not willing to do that, then I'm not willing to vote for them. And that's just where I'm at on it. And I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad at anyone. It's not personal. This isn't against any particular candidate. It isn't against any one individual. I'm simply telling you, after 26 plus years of doing this, I have had, as my grandpa used to say, a belly full of these politicians and their excuses. And that's all this is. It's excuse making. The answer that you get from these folks that won't debate is, oh, we talk to the people of Tennessee all the time. We're out there talking to the folks constantly. We're always on the campaign trail, and we're always shaking hands and kissing babies and talking to folks. Well, then why won't you talk to them on a debate stage? Tell me what it is about the debate stage that prevents you from going on the debate stage. Explain that to me. Why will you not debate? Well, we're not talking about you talking to folks. We're talking about you debating. It should be a baseline expectation that a candidate gets themselves into an unscripted moment where they're not sure about what is about to happen. And you say, well, what is so important about that to you, Murphy? It's not a matter of it's not even a matter of how they answer questions. It's a matter of how they react to moments that they do not control. Because let me assure you of something. If you are a governor or a senator or a congressperson, you are going to be bombarded with situations and circumstances of which you have no control. And I want to know as a human being how you're going to react to some of that. I glean a lot of that by your performance in an unscripted format. You learn a lot about a person who's standing under the white hot spotlight for 60 or 90 minutes. And I want to see that. And I don't feel like it is asking too much. You're asking for my vote. I'm asking for one thing out of you. And that is for you to clearly articulate your position on the issues in front of the state of Tennessee in a format such as the one that I've just described. That's it. And look, we're friends. We're buddies. It's all good. It's all well and good. Your political calculus is simple. Your calculus is that if you're in the lead enough, and this is generally coming from people who are in the lead, that you don't have to debate. And you're probably right. You're probably right. But I'm just telling you, from one Tennessee voter to your ears, that for me, if you're not willing to do that for me, then I'm not willing to vote for you. That's just the way that it is. And we can agree on everything else. It doesn't matter to me. What I see happening in front of us in the American political system is that more and more politicians are leaning on social media, they're leaning on digital platforming, they're leaning on radio advertising, television advertising, online digital platforms, and they're not actually speaking to the people in any unscripted way. Even some of these forums they go to, these are scripted opportunities where they have rote answers. And that's all well and good. We want to know the positions that you have on many different issues. I don't need to know what you're going to do about Chinese agricultural land in the state of Tennessee because there isn't any, by the way. So I'm not angry at you. I'm not angry at any candidate. They're all good people, I suppose. I'm just telling you where I'm at on it. Just telling you where I'm at on it. Freddie O'Connell is the mayor of Nashville, and he has officially launched his political campaign for re-election in 2027. Believe it or not, we're almost there. On this July 16th, in the year of our Lord 2026, Freddie O'Connell has announced that he is, in fact, running for re-election. Freddie O'Connell is now misleading the voters of Davidson County and Metro Nashville by claiming that his administration achieved, quote, the lowest property tax rate in the city's history. Anybody got any response to that? O'Connell made the remarks on Fox 17. I'm going to look for this audio and this video so that I can actually play it for those of you watching on Talk TV. So, Fox 17 earlier in the week published, and I'm reading from a Tennessee Star article that kind of synopsized all of this, just to give all due credit. The outlet published a roundup of statements made by mayoral candidates expressing their views on property taxes, which have become critical for business and homeowners after some have seen bills rise more than 350%. According to Freddie O'Connell, he said, quote, we've just established the lowest property tax rate in the history of the city. One of the hardest things about being in a city that's grown quickly, that had a rapidly emerging economy with multiple different sectors, is just keeping the affordability measure in place, he said. That's why approaches like housing affordability is a part of our public policy that's going to help more there. He went on to tell the outlet, I'll say it this way. We're going to build every budget responsibly. We're going to look at those places. 2 out of the last 3 years, we've asked our departments to do targeted savings or efficiency savings. We've reduced grocery taxes this year. We'll continue to explore all of those. Yeah, didn't sales taxes go up twice? I mean, your transit tax was a sales tax, right? So you went up on sales taxes. Now you've gone down on grocery taxes, and you're calling that a tax decrease. You went up on property taxes and because you went down on so here's what happened, folks. The property valuations skyrocketed in the state in the city of Nashville, in the state of Tennessee more broadly. But what he is referencing is the property tax rate of $2.814 per $100 of assessed value paid. His office calls that the lowest rate since Metro government was formed. The mayor's claim that the combined 2.814 rate for properties in the urban services district is the lowest in the Metro's published history is accurate. So let's be clear. That rate is the lowest. Now, O'Connell recommended the 2.814 rate, which the Metro Council subsequently adopted, after the state-required certified rate process calculated that a rate of about 2.222% would have been revenue neutral following Nashville's 2025 reappraisal of property values. So here's what they did. and I understand there's math involved, and it's going to be a little bit confusing. The state of Tennessee requires that there be an equitable, that you don't have to pay more based on property tax appraisals, and that necessarily the metro rate has to go down consistent with the amount of money that your property value goes up. Y'all with me so far? And so as an adjustment to that, instead of adjusting to the 2.222%, which would have been revenue neutral, they went to a 2.814%, which means that the effective amount of money that you're paying is far greater than you were paying last year. So how do you evaluate whether your property taxes are going up? Are you going to evaluate it based on the rate, or are you evaluating it based on the amount of money that you're spending out of your pocket every year? Rational people evaluate how much they're paying in their property taxes based on how much money they're spending. And Freddie O'Connell could have gone down to a revenue neutral status. He chose not to. And he ultimately set a rate that saw bills go up 26%. And now he's playing fuzzy math to try to convince you that he's actually a tax decreaser when he's a tax increaser. And everyone that has to pay property taxes in Nashville knows it. 54 after the hour. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hello, friends. It's Matt Murphy for the Glock Store. Glock Store's got a big event coming up, and I'm very excited to tell you about it. It's an O-Site event alongside the Glock Store, big-time VIP event happening on August 7th. Let's discuss. The check-in is from 9 until 11:30. The event starts at noon. There's a meet and greet and a professional photo shoot with featured guests like Short Shot Tony, who is a YouTube sensation. If you've ever seen him, to see him is to love him on YouTube. Justine Williams is the USPSA's youngest grandmaster with 24 national championships, 8 separate world records. Justine will be there as well. Attendees will get a pre-release O-Site optic. First look at that. Hands-on range time with the great guns and O-Site optics available. Expert instruction with tips and tactics available for you. Expert instruction on installation of red dot optics and bore sighting techniques. Plus, you'll get a catered lunch, a VIP bag, which is worth well over $2,000, including a new O-Site optic. And all you got to do to register for this event, go find tickets at glockstore.com/VIP. That's glockstore.com/VIP. That is Friday, August 7th. And the check-in starts at 9 a.m. Now, if you're unable to attend the VIP session, they have another event on August 8th from 9 until 6. Hands-on range time there with the new O-Site optics, in-store discounts, a great raffle and giveaway. There's always something going on at the Glock Store, including the weekend of August 7th and August 8th. So be there. Find out more at glockstore.com. Glockstore.com. Tell them Matt Murphy sent you to the one and only Glock Store. They say when it's inauguration day and Governor Jackson Williams becomes the next great governor of the state of Tennessee that there will not be a dry eye in the House. That's what they say, Jackson. Not a dry eye in the House.
It's coronation.
Speaking of dry eyes, if you have chronic, red, irritated dry eyes, you are not alone. 1 in 8 Americans do. And sadly, that number seems to be growing by the day, by the week, by the month. And we're finding out more and more all the time about what causes it. Erica is one of the people that have been affected by dry eyes. Well, we found someone in the form of Dr. Catherine Beckman and the Beckman Dry Eye Institute. It's located on Mallory Lane in Cool Springs. Dr. Beckman's clinic solely focuses on patients with dry eyes. It's the technical name for this is ocular surface disease. She sees patients every day that have damaged the front of their eyes due to improper blinking function or damage to the glands that produce tears. Bottom line is this. If you have dry eyes, you probably don't know why. Dr. Beckman can get to the bottom of that, can help figure out what's going on with your eyes and offer you a solution. And this is all she does. She doesn't do contact lenses. She doesn't do, eye appointments. She solely focuses on dry eyes. That is why, Beckman Dry Eye Institute exists. Call today for an appointment at 629-230-3161. There is relief available to you. 629-230-3161 or online at BeckmanDryEyeInstitute.com.
Four o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic in 5 minutes. A Florida sheriff says 2 of his deputies were ambushed on a call today. One shot in the face, the other in the neck.
Our 2 deputy sheriffs were medevaced to Tampa General Hospital, where they're currently undergoing some of the best medical care they can receive in this county, if not in this state.
Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Cronister says the suspect is dead, identified as 34-year-old Chris Dominchowski. Sheriff says he had taken his ex-girlfriend hostage overnight. She sought an order of protection, and when officers responded, gunfire erupted from the suspect.
The deputies know the danger that they face when they go to this training, and they willingly accept this responsibility, knowing that whatever they do is to ensure that no one else was injured here today.
President Trump speaks to the nation tonight from the White House. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says he will go over information from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence on the 2020 election.
I think the American people will be relieved to hear what they are hearing from the President of the United States and his commitment to transparency and the focus on the integrity of our elections tonight.
Democrats like Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer on the attack.
Trump's speech tonight has nothing to do with the 2020 elections. It has everything to do with the 2026 elections. He's scared to death that he will lose in 2026.
Trump set to start speaking at 8 o'clock tonight, Middle Tennessee time. Cases of the parasite causing explosive diarrhea continue at what some health officials say is an alarming rate, 600 per day alone in Michigan. Speaking to ABC News today, Krutika Capella, who is an associate professor at UT Southwestern Medical Center's Department of Internal Medicine, explains the challenge medical professionals are facing.
We see cyclospora outbreaks almost every summer, but this one's different. It's much larger than most outbreaks. It's been detected in over 34 states. And most importantly, we still have not identified the contaminated food source.
Now, Tennessee reportedly has up to 30 cases. Nashville reporting at least 10. Do your hands hurt when you use your phone? All that texting and scrolling may be stressing out your fingers, say orthopedic experts. Here's Chuck Severson.
Texting thumb can describe phone-related pains caused by tired-out tendons and achy joints, like stiffness, throbbing near the knuckle, and a clicking sensation when bending the thumb. If not treated, you could get carpal tunnel and arthritis. A doc at the University of Kentucky Healthcare Hand Center says limit phone time or take short breaks. Mix up postures. Switch hands to type. Use a different finger. Use the voice-to-text feature. Circle and ring-shaped grip accessories attached to the back of the phone.
That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, let's run down the list of crashes. We have 24 westbound right there at 840 in Murfreesboro. In Cheatham County, you got a stalled vehicle on the right shoulder, 40 eastbound near the Cheatham-Davidson County line. Bellevue, a crash, Highway 70 south at Old Hickory Boulevard. And then it is complete stop and go, both north and southbound 65 between the South Loop and 440. And then eastbound South Loop over to 65. You're coming to complete stops right there at Demumbrian. I'm Ken Weaver.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN. My name is Matt Murphy, and this is the Matt Murphy Radio Show. Thank you for being with us. It's 4:08 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN and everywhere in the Central Time Zone. You know, I don't know that I've ever asked our guest as many times as he's been on, and I mean, gosh, he's one of our regulars, where he is on the concept of permanent daylight saving versus permanent standard time, but we're going to ask it today. His name is Representative. Well, his name's not Representative. His name's Scott Cepicky. He is a representative serving Murray County, and we appreciate his participation in the Matt Murphy Radio Show. Excuse me, Scott. Before you say hello.
Hello, and hello to the Emperor Jackson.
That's my future vice governor.
It's Lieutenant.
It's not vice.
It's going to be changed to vice when I get in charge. Y'all just wait.
I made an offhand comment, and I fear that it's going to come back to bite me. Yeah, you know, sometimes those things happen. How you doing?
Doing great. It is. It was a really good day today, and it's going to be a good day for you because you know why?
What was that?
Sterling Marlin.
Oh, yeah.
We named a highway after him in Murray County, commemorating the great Sterling Marlin.
Heck yes. I need to get Sterling on the show
soon.
Yes, I need to get Sterling on the show. I saw him at Mule Day.
Yeah,
and you know, I mean, he's fighting the good. I mean, how old is Sterling now?
Old.
He's up there. He's up there. I mean,
he looks like he could still drive if you put him behind the wheel.
Well, I'll tell you this. I mean, obviously, he's older than he once was. We all are, aren't we? But what a great guy. Smile on his face, waving at everybody, shaking everybody's hand. Just a jewel of Tennessee.
I just knew that'd kind of make your day right there.
It does make my day.
And then I was on the way over here. It gave me great concern that Freddie O'Connell is still using new math.
You like that?
Because I thought we changed that the way we're going to deliver math and go back to the way we used to do math, which worked properly.
Well, Freddie is utilizing a little bit of this tricky math to suggest, and he is technically speaking accurate in that he says, well, I lowered the rate. Well, you lowered the rate after your people raised property values well beyond what anybody could sell them for.
Yes.
Right? So you overvalued the property in Davidson County, and then you dump the rate not at the level that the state would have you dump it to levelize the amount that the
your
people
revenue
are paying.
Income.
Right? You do lower it, but you lower it to effectively give yourself a property tax increase for Metro Davidson.
Yeah, the way we do, and we are I'm telling you, we're working on that right now. I've been studying other states in our country. Some of them set your appraised value, your value of your property, based off of the last financial transaction on your property, because that was what a willing buyer and a willing seller said the property's worth, right? And going forward, it stays at that value, Matt, until you do another transaction on the property, refinance, get a home equity line of credit where you're pulling value out of that property. Guess what state does that?
What's that?
California.
Really?
Yeah. And that's how they control their property taxes and their assessment rates based off of what the transaction was. So when you bought your property in Mount Pleasant, that's the value of your property going forward until you and your wife make another transaction on that property.
It makes sense.
It's, good sense. And I think you're going to see a bill this year that's going to work like that.
Well, I remember I called
or next year, I should say.
I called the property tax assessor's office when property that we owned in Helena, Alabama was reassessed well beyond what I thought it was worth, and I offered them the opportunity to buy it from me, and they refused. I don't know why they would.
Right.
If you're telling me that's what it's worth, I would think that you would want to buy it at that.
I can tell you this, my assessment on my property, if I could get someone to pay me that right now, I'd be moving tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Because they over-evaluate so that they can pull more money in on property
And then
taxes.
when you go through the equalization rate, remember, that's in macro, right? That's in gross revenue.
Mm-hmm.
And so depending on what your property value went up, even though they reduced your value, like in Nashville, or they reduced the rate,
right?
You could still end up paying more in property taxes. And I'd be willing to bet you right now, if we took you and the new governor down on Broadway and walked to the owners of those businesses, I would bet you willing to tell you they're paying more in taxes.
Yeah, in some cases, almost 350% more. Right. The average rate increase was about 26%, even though the rate was went down to 2.814. It had to go down to 2.222 according to the state certification process in order to neutralize and equalize it. And obviously, Freddie nor the Metro Council chose to do that because they wanted to raise rate. They wanted more money.
And there's an election coming up.
And now he's running around saying, "Oh no, I've lowered property taxes," and nobody believes it. Nobody believes it.
Well, your pocketbook probably doesn't believe it. Remember when you vote, right? Remember when you pay property taxes, and remember that when you vote.
You know, it's a good reminder too that on the ballot this November there will be an amendment.
Yes.
To the state constitution that would permanently eliminate the possibility. And I wouldn't suggest that anyone in the state legislature has, I mean, maybe some Democrats, but they're in the super minority, thankfully.
Yes.
But no one in the super majority on the legislative side would even consider, statewide property taxes. But it is permissible right now.
It's set at 0 right now. It's yes on 2. I'm asking everybody to vote yes on 2, which would change the Constitution to permanently say there is no statewide property tax. Therefore, if we ever wanted to do it in the future, we'd have to go back to the voters in a constitutional amendment to change that. It's set at 0 right now, and you're 100% correct. The General Assembly could change that to a number.
And then immediately, suddenly, you'd be paying property taxes
with 50
to the
votes
state.
in the House and 17 votes in the Senate. That's how precarious it is. Now, nobody's going to propose that, right? But things don't always stay the same. Ask the Democrats about who's in control of Tennessee.
Yeah.
We need to vote yes on 2, and you need to vote in the governor's race because it's a mathematical equation of how many people vote in the governor's race sets the threshold for the 50% on the constitutional amendment.
And that's in the general.
Yes.
So I'm going to ask you about the governor's race in a moment. You say yes on 2.
Yes on 2.
Do you know what 1 is?
I do, but I forgot it, and it's yes on 1.
Is it yes on 1?
And it's yes on 3.
So yeses on the first 3? Are there only 3?
There's only 3.
Okay.
Yeah, we only do 3 on the constitutional amendment. That's it, 3.
Okay. And we'll never you fear if you're listening. We'll go over some of these.
What I'll do for you is I will get you the sheet on them.
Yeah.
And you'll be able to tell everybody what they are.
But I know number 2 is the property tax.
That's the property. Yes on 2.
And if you vote yes on number 2, then that will permanently. It will eliminate state property taxes. You'll still pay your local property taxes like you currently do. Your state rate is currently 0, so you're not currently paying property taxes to the state. But the state just to reiterate what Scott just very eloquently said, that if the state legislature got a knock on the head, they could raise your rates right now. And if the governor signs it, then that's it. That's what it is.
Even if the governor doesn't sign it, it becomes law. And if he vetoes it, it's still the same 50 and 17.
Yeah, it's not a supermajority requirement.
Right.
This would require any state general assembly in the future to go to the people prior to raising your taxes.
You would have to pass that constitutional amendment twice in once in each general assembly. So let's say the 115th and the 116th, and then in the next governor's race, it would be on the ballot. Let's not get there. Let's just vote yes on 2.
I've come to the conclusion, you and I are friends. We've been doing these conversations on Thursdays for a long time now. And this is not personal with me. You may have heard me say this. It's not personal. I feel like in our modern politics, we're seeing the political candidates gravitate further and further away from real conversations with voters. And so and I'm not against it. They stage these wonderfully produced commercials. There are wonderfully produced digital pieces that you can find online, and that's all well and good. You can find out, stated policy positions on any number of issues. I appreciate, and I've gotten to the point where I'm kind of insisting on those moments where the political candidates put themselves in unscripted places.
Sure.
Where they're on a stage with their political rivals. Where are you on this? Have you ever shied away from a debate?
No. I'm competitive in nature. You know that.
Yeah.
I don't mind going on a stage and putting away an opponent. That's fine. I mean, that's the job, is to compare and contrast to the voter, right? Hey, if you're going to vote for me, here's what you're going to get. Why do we have President Trump in this last election? It was the debate with Joe Biden.
Yeah.
He put Joe Biden away in one debate.
Well, and now some have suggested, based on my new position, that I'm just not going to vote for you. If you choose not to debate for me, then I'm not going to vote for you. They're like, well, what about Trump? Trump didn't debate in the primaries. There's a slightly different dynamic because had everything been fairly decided in 2020, there's a strong suggestion that Donald Trump would have been president then. And the dynamic was different, but I hear what you're saying. At the same time, you're right. Donald Trump went on stage with Joe Biden, and in that debate, we clearly saw the contrast between these two men who are fairly similar in age.
Yeah.
But the contrast could not be more stark.
Correct.
While they were standing there on stage. Well, how do you apply this to the gubernatorial election? I mean, politically, I get it. I understand why Marcia doesn't want to debate because she's ahead.
Well,
and I get that, but it's still, there's something about it that I don't like.
I think we like to see that competitive nature in our candidates, right? I mean, you are going to be governor, right? And, And I mean, I support Marsha Blackburn. I do, right? I believe out of the candidates that I've seen, she will afford, as a member of the General Assembly, right, the opportunity to do the things we need to do, work with the governor to continue to make Tennessee one of the best places to live, well, probably the best place to live, work, and raise your family. I can argue with you on what's going on in Texas, right? I think we're better in Texas right now.
Mm-hmm.
DeSantis in Florida has their challenges. I think we are the bell cow right now of the place to live.
Don't tell CNBC.
Oh, boy. Bless their hearts, right?
Whatever.
Bless their hearts.
Y'all keep preaching it over there on CNBC.
I mean, there's a lot of people saying, please tell everybody it's a terrible place to live. Right?
The responses online were awesome. You couldn't be more right, CNBC. Tell everybody we're horrible. We're awful, right?
Tell everybody in New York and Chicago we're terrible to live,
right? L.A.
Go to Alabama. Go to Thompson.
Anywhere. Yeah,
no P.
No P in Thompson. Anywhere but here.
Or Oklahoma. Oklahoma, boy, but they're awful. There are football teams out there.
But I understand your position, and it's not personal for me. And I'd hug Marsha's neck if she was standing here. I mean, I think she's wonderful. I just at some point I feel like I've got to draw a line in the sand, and this is where I draw my line. And I hear a lot of people that are doing the same thing. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I just wish it were different. I wish she would get on stage and let's go. And I've seen this happen. It's not just in this governor's race. I saw it happen in Alabama. Same deal. We're seeing it happen more and more in politics, and I don't like us moving away from that.
Well, that's why we're going to look to ban cell phones in education this year coming up, so you don't have to worry about them. There is no social media during school.
Like a professional transition there.
How about that?
You're getting pretty.
I brought you back in.
You're getting pretty good at this. 20 after the hour. We're going to talk education in just a moment on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hang in there. Friends, Craft Body Scan is simply the place to go when it comes to your health. Folks, I've been telling you about this for a while now, and it's as simple as this. If you don't know what's going on inside of your body, you need to know, right? Especially if you're at a certain age. If you're like my age, 52, I'm 52. But I went like a couple of years ago, and I got a full body scan completed by Craft Body Scan. So happy that I did this because it gave me a level of peace of mind that is just a wonderful feeling. You sleep better at night knowing that everything in your body, heart and lungs and everything else, it's A-OK. And right now, they have a wonderful way to introduce Craft Body Scan to you and your family. They call it the Couples Heart and Lung Scan. It's just $99. What an incredible savings this is. $99 for both you and your loved one. All you've got to do is go to togetherwescan.com and put in the promo code MATT50. Togetherwescan.com, promo code MATT50. This is fast. It's easy. It's non-invasive. It's a CT scan. You keep your clothes on. Take your keys out of your pocket. Let's go, and let's see what's going on inside of your body. This is the way to get it done, folks, to make sure that everything's on the A-OK. And if there is something going on, you want to find out that early, and you do that through Craft Body Scan. Go to togetherwescan.com, and you can get in the know. Promo code MATT50. Telephone number is 615-436-1000, 436-1000.
A Florida sheriff says his deputies were ambushed today. I've got that story and more at 4:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN. You know what Scott Sapicki and I are doing over here? We're solving all the world's problems, Jackson.
That's what vice governors do.
He's just doubling down, isn't he? Well, we know, hey, if he's governor, we know who will run the state, don't we?
I just, in my head, you know what I just imagined, Jackson? In my head, it's Scott Sapicki driving home to his beautiful palatial property in Murray County going, what have I done with my life that I'm on with these two knuckleheads?
Hey, in all seriousness, and I really appreciate what you and Dan and everybody else, Chris, they all do here. It's really a good service to people, Tennessee.
Well, thank you.
Because you know why? You will ask a tough question. And I've been on the receiving end of a couple of them.
Yeah. Yeah, you and I were just talking about that. I appreciate one of the reasons I like you, Sapicki, is not that we agree all the time. We don't. I mean, there's some rare occasions that we disagree on things. Is that you are confident in your position, and you're confident that you and I can, go after it, and I can, hammer at you, and you're fine, and you, respond. And I think that's the way it ought to be. I mean, I feel like that's the way our founding fathers did it.
If we agreed on everything, what do you need me for?
One of us doesn't need to be here. I learned that years ago.
And I think the old adage of iron sharpens iron, there's a reason for that. Because when you go to battle, you got to have the toughest steel.
I am confident from a gubernatorial standpoint. We've got John Rose, hopefully not the last time we talked to him before the primary, but he's in studio with us Monday.
Good.
Monty's in studio with us Tuesday.
Good.
And I've been talking to Marcia's folks, and they're trying to figure out a time for her to come in too. So I'm certain that all of those things will happen.
And I would assume if they all three come in here, you're going to tailor the same questions in a way that the people of Tennessee can understand where our next governor. It's going to be, in my opinion, that's going to be one of our next governors in the state of Tennessee.
So, I mean, you obviously have a certain level of access to these folks that the average person doesn't as a state representative.
Yeah.
And I mean, Monty from the House.
Sure.
Obviously, John. I know
John. I know Marcia.
But if I asked you, Scott Sapicki, because I want to get education on this other side, because we only got 2 minutes. But if I asked you what you want to know from the next governor from an education standpoint, if you have any pointed questions to them about any particulars that you're working on from a legislative perspective, what would it be?
Well, I think an acknowledgement that this is the first time in Tennessee's history that a governor is coming in and education's pretty good. It's not bad. It's not 47th. We're 17th to 20th, right? And it's a different scenario right now. You don't have to come in and really fix everything. Is how do we take us from 17 to number 1?
Mm-hmm.
And are you willing to work with what we've been doing in the General Assembly, driving this forward with the support of Commissioner Reynolds, who's been a tremendous ally to the General Assembly? Let me tell you, my gut feeling would be I would leave Commissioner Reynolds in place for the start of the 115th General Assembly. Let's continue on with what we're doing. Let's see if we can close that gap and maybe get into the top 10, and then evaluate the system in May.
If you believe, it just occurred to me to ask you this follow-up political question, and you're probably going to love it.
Okay.
If you believe, and I think you've stated this, that you believe that Marshall will be the next governor.
I believe so, yes.
Who do you think is going to be the next senator?
Ooh. Well, there's two thoughts there. Do you, when the election comes around for the next real election, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you leave that open to the people of Tennessee to choose their next senator? And therefore you put a placeholder, right, until that next election of someone that's going to vote appropriately, right?
Yeah.
But agrees not to run for that spot.
And that's kind of on the front end. They're saying, hey, I'm going to be here for
I'm a placeholder. A Justin Wilson, who used to be the comptroller, right? Someone of that stature that can understand the the gravity of the job, that will go and serve as a placeholder. And then when the election comes around, It's wide open, and the people of Tennessee will choose their next senator. That's what I hope. I hope that we have an open election when it's time to elect the new senator. And if Glenn Jacobs or Tim Burchett or Jackson Williams wants to run for it, it's an open seat, and the people of Tennessee will choose without any undue influence of who their next senator is going to be.
And
or you appoint a couple of the people that everybody are talking about, and then you skew this moving forward.
Two of them you just named, right? I mean, those are the big names, right? Burchett and Jacobs are the big names. It should Marsha be the next
I would like to
governor
see a
and open up that seat.
placeholder put there that we have a real
with an understanding that
they're not going to run.
I'm not certain what the law is there. If would it be the next statewide election cycle? There'd be a special election.
I think it is. I think when we would have to run in 28.
Then that's when
it happens.
Because I know Marsha has 4 more years on her term, but I think it would advance that to finish out officially.
Right. So you would have a placeholder for 2 years.
Sure.
Everybody knows they're not running. Everybody would start running in 27, right, for that spot, and then we would go, and then they would fill that last 2 years elected to rerun.
And then they would be the quote unquote incumbent at that point,
right?
With only 2 years of service, but still the
because
incumbent.
you acknowledge as well as I do. If you would appoint somebody that's going to use that as a political spot, you give them a huge advantage.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
A huge advantage.
100%.
So why wouldn't you let the people of Tennessee decide?
What? I mean, look, I'm not suggesting that anybody's heart's not in the right place, but I see a lot of surrogates running around doing a lot of heavy lifting for Senator Blackburn.
Right.
And, that's not for nothing.
I would, and it's not unprecedented. It's been done before.
No. And I'm not saying there's anything shady going on. I mean, they're
in Kentucky. That's what they're talking about.
Yep,
is putting a placeholder in that's going to vote according to Tennessee values, right? Because it's a state senator, and there's plenty of people out there that you could choose from. I mean, you could find someone in the General Assembly that says, "Hey, you know what? I'm not going to run for re-election. I will serve here to people of Tennessee."
Sally writes in and says, Scott just nailed it. Now I know what's wrong. The entire Senate's made up of placeholders. I don't think that's what he said.
I didn't say that.
32 after the hour. Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. 2 Florida deputies are hospitalized after they came under fire when they responded to a woman who had an order of protection. Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Cronister.
Our suspect ambushed our deputies from the moment they arrived on scene. He was intent on taking the life of a deputy sheriff.
The sheriff says 34-year-old Chris Domachowski had taken his ex-girlfriend hostage overnight, and when the deputies responded, allegedly shot one of the deputies in the face, the other in the neck. All 3 were airlifted to a hospital. The suspect declared dead on arrival. Cases of parasitic explosive diarrhea or cyclosporiasis continue to rise. Tennessee and 33 other states reporting cases, but the most are in Michigan. At least 4,000 cases, according to Michigan's State Health Department, another 600 every day. Krutika Kupali, who is an associate professor at UT Southwestern Medical Center's Department of Internal Medicine, explains your doctor must request a specific test to determine if you have the illness.
If someone has persistent diarrhea, especially now that we know this outbreak is ongoing, they need to talk to their healthcare provider and request the specific stool test.
Well, the source of the outbreak is still unknown. President Trump speaking to the nation tonight in a primetime address and is expected to talk about information he has received from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence regarding the 2020 election. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
I think all Republicans and Democrats should recognize this should be a nonpartisan issue. If we don't have safe and secure elections in our country, we cannot have a country. It is a vital part of our democracy, of our constitutional republic. The president will be speaking about that tonight.
Now, Democrat House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries.
In advance of Donald Trump's speech, let me also be clear about one thing. Donald Trump lost the 2020 presidential election. Something's really wrong with this guy. I think he actually needs to be checked out.
Trump set to start speaking from the White House at 8 o'clock, Middle Tennessee time. That's the latest news. Traffic and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. Murfreesboro, we got a crash, 24 westbound right there at I-840. In Mount Juliet, an injury accident, Highway 109 northbound there at 40. Lebanon, a crash, 840 westbound at Couchville Pike. In Donaldson, a crash, Briley Parkway southbound at Lebanon Pike. Bellevue, Highway 70 south at Old Hickory Boulevard. Kingston Springs, you got a stalled vehicle on the right shoulder, 40 eastbound near the Cheatham-Davidson County line. Also in Mount Juliet, a stalled vehicle, right shoulder block, 40 westbound at Mount Juliet Road. And in Franklin, a stalled vehicle on the right shoulder, 65 northbound past Paytonsville Road, Goose Creek Bypass. I'm Ken Weaver.
Hello, friends. It's Matt Murphy for Tennessee Men's Clinic. Look, fellas, I understand that there are subject matters that you're like, whoa, Murphy, we don't need to talk about this today, but I think you do. If you've noticed an energy level decrease over the middle portion of your life, maybe you're in your 40s and you just don't want to go to the gym anymore, or you don't want to work out in the yard anymore, or perhaps this has manifested itself in the bedroom. And this is what happens. If you have lowered testosterone levels, eventually it's going to impact bedroom performance and bedroom activity. That intimacy is so crucial to your romance, your romantic relationships. And if that has happened to you, I have a solution for you. It is as simple as a telephone call and an office visit to the Tennessee Men's Clinic. Tennessee Men's Clinic is your go-to source for all things testosterone and urology-based performance level issues. All you have to do is make the call that so many others have made, and they will get you in for less than $100, and they'll figure out what's going on in your body, and they will give you a prescription, a plan of action that is going to succeed. That's what it's all about. TennesseeMen'sClinic.com, TennesseeMen'sClinic.com, or give them a call. 4 separate locations. The original in Midtown, Cool Springs, Clarksville, and the brand new location in Murfreesboro. There's one close to you, 615-208-9090, 208-9090. Hello, friends. Matt Murphy for Genesis Diamonds. Folks, Genesis just alerted me to this fact, and I am proud to tell you. Because Genesis isn't afraid of this. They have an incredible selection of diamonds, the best selection around, and they're going to be as honest with you as they can. And diamond prices have gone down. And consistent with that, Genesis Diamonds prices have gone down. How about that? Imagine that. A company that you work with that treat you like family, where if their cost goes down to them, they lower their cost to you. That's what it's all about. That's what capitalism is all about, right? It's what it's about at Genesis Diamonds. The world's most rare and precious stones are available at Genesis, and their best prices in modern times are here. So if you're looking for value, this is it. Real Mother Earth diamonds. Nobody has more diamonds than my friends at Genesis. They have every shape, every size in stock, perfectly cut. Excellent symmetry, maximum dazzle available for you. So if you've got a birthday coming up, an anniversary coming up, just because, gentlemen, she wants sparkly. She wants Genesis. Cool Springs and Green Hills, the official jeweler of the Tennessee Titans. Heck, they're the official jeweler of the Matt Murphy Show. Find Genesis Diamonds today and tell them that I sent you. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. I don't know what this means. Hey, Jackson, tell me if you know what this means. 9003 on the Super Text line says, I delivered and said, 99.7 WTN Super Talk. Super Talk. They looked at me with their liberal eyes and said, woo. I said, the top man on the city, Matt Murphy, y'all have a good one. Smiley face, thumbs up emoji. I got your back, MM. Jackson, would you dissect that for us?
I think the guy with the liberal eyes said, who?
Oh, who, not woo.
Yeah.
So what's he delivering?
I don't know.
9003, what are you delivering? I'm very confused. But, that's standard operating procedure. Jason wants to know if we recorded Mostly Peaceful this week. We most certainly did. We took a couple of week hiatus, but we're back after it this week, and that drops Saturday morning. And then All the Best Words drops Sunday morning too. Matt Murphy-based podcast on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Scott Sapicki is with us. Let's talk education, Sapicki. It is the off season. When are we going back to school?
First part of August.
Yeah. I heard that there were some school systems in Alabama going back like next week. That's that.
Well, when you are in the late 40s and rankings, you need as much as you can get.
Crack the whip. I like that. What do you have on the docket? You said to me during the break that you're already making plans for what you expect out of the next legislative session. What is that?
Yeah, I think it's taking things we know that are successful and incorporating them back into the classroom. Textbooks, turning pages, get their students in noses in books, especially in early education. I think we're probably going to see an expansion of the cell phone ban to bell to bell. If a district wants to allow cell phones, they got to get those electronic pouches they put them in to make sure the kids can access them, which is going to, we've seen a big drop off in cyberbullying and school bullying and things like that in our classroom since we've done the instruction time ban. I think we're looking at staying with paper testing in K through 5 education. We're seeing tremendous results from that. We're at 45% now. I know your listeners are going to say, well, 45 is terrible. Well, 8 years ago, we were in the 20s, Matt.
Yeah.
So we've come a long way. We are probably the fastest improving state in the country. And we're pretty good now. Like I said, it's about the new governor coming in, right?
Yeah.
We're pretty good. Bill Lee is leaving it, quote unquote, to the next governor in a really good spot. And the goal is, how do we take from what we're doing now and incorporate the things we want to incorporate to make us great?
So are you suggesting that we're going to go back to textbook only early on in the classroom setting?
Using the textbooks as the main driver of education and using the Chromebooks and stuff like that if you need to show something specific, use the technology to accentuate and wrap its arm around the textbooks. I can give you a chapter and verse about how textbooks and the tactile functions of turning the pages imprint education on multiple spots on the human brain, right? Because you're engaging multiple senses. Sitting there and being passive and swiping a page is not helping us out. Now, when you get into middle school, you got to start to incorporate those techniques of electronic learning, especially in the high school too.
Where are we in Memphis?
Ooh, that's a great question. So you saw they
filed suit, right?
Yeah, but you saw, first of all, the comptroller's report of over 100 million. It's
this
bad.
Insane amount of waste and fraud,
and that's led to the deterioration.
Was it a $48 million janitorial fee?
And I'll take you to the schools. You're going to sit there and go, what are they doing?
By the way, Jackson Williams and I would like to offer our services. Scott, if you want to throw our hats in the ring, $10-12 million.
If you're going to give me that kind of money and all I got to do is clean the principal's office,
I'll do it myself
all day long.
Yeah.
And twice on Sundays, right?
Yeah.
I think what we're looking at is, I believe we'll be upheld in the courts of our right to do what we're doing, because all of these school districts and all of these counties are all subsets of the state that we have said, yes, we agreed that you can be created, right? It's kind of like the way it's set up. It's a little bit different than the United States, right, where the states are in control of the federal government. It's vice versa at the state level, The state creates all.
Yeah,
of
the
these
states are the hinge point, right? And the people,
Correct.
but and the states create the local municipalities. They authorize the local municipalities to be able to do certain things. The state also created the federal government.
Correct.
The various states did.
So we are, like you said, we are the hinge pin going up and coming down too.
Sure.
I think it is shocking to see Memphis challenge us in court, trying to create, made up of people from Memphis, right, a governing body to help turn their school district around, Matt. The largest school district in the state of Tennessee is grossly underperforming these kids. Now, I know there's economic challenges in Memphis. We know that, right? We know there's broken families. We know there's drug abuse and alcoholism. We know that. But that still doesn't mean that we shouldn't strive for excellence in Memphis. And I think our hearts in the General Assembly were to say, why isn't Memphis performing at the same levels of a Oak Ridge or a Williamson County? That should be our goal, right?
Well, and once again, my support of the state moving in was after watching years and years and years of opportunity to succeed just go by the wayside. Secondarily, if Memphis can be, an example to the rest of the state, Nashville is the Metro Nashville school system is a good place to start, right? That look, we don't pretend that Nashville is where Memphis was. I don't think that's true.
No,
but if you continue going the way you're going, if you continue to waste the amount of money that you're wasting, if you continue to underperform where the rest of the state is succeeding or at least getting better, then if you can't do the job, we owe it to the kids to figure out somebody who can.
Well, when we provide money to education to, let's say, Nashville, right, and I find out that they're going on these trips outside the state for what do you call them, educational components, or the superintendent is putting $100,000 private bathroom in.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly what I was thinking when we were talking about janitorial.
That money is designed for the educational outcomes of these kids. All we're saying at the state level is use it for those educational outcomes to drive their education forward.
Not for a golden toilet.
That's all I care, right? And if you'll do that and you'll get this is the way I look at it, Matt. If you're above state average academically, you're not my problem. If you're below state average in academics, you're my problem.
So 3325 says, so the big plan is to continue making progress is to take away everything they've been using to get better results. Well, I don't think that's what you were saying.
No, not at all. I think we're getting better results is because we've looked at the things that work educationally. The Literacy Success Act, going back to phonics, right? Going back to numeracy and fluency that we know works and has tremendous results. If you look at the legislation we've passed, a lot of it's been in early education. Where's been our greatest increase in education? In early education. So now we got to take what we're doing there and incorporate it into middle school and incorporate it into high school to continue to drive this educational system forward.
Now, education is so key into the next subject that I want to bring up with you.
Okay.
And it's a little bit of a curveball for you because I know your area of focus is so much on education. However, when you get an undereducated populace, you oftentimes get a population that grows into poverty.
Yes.
And in that, I explored, I was encouraged by a listener to explore the dynamics of payday loan places in the state of Tennessee.
Yes.
And what this person told me was that there are payday loan places that have created these flex loan dynamics that allow for people to open up these accounts where ultimately they're charged up to 279.5% the amount of the loan. And people are underwater. There's over 100,000 Tennesseans that have been sued by these places. Their argument, I suppose, would be there's no other place for these people to go to borrow money. I'm wondering if there's not a role, and you know me, I don't beg the General Assembly to do stuff. I want the General Assembly to do less. And
unless it's raccoon ownership.
That's a less. That's not a more. That was a less. Thank you. Is there a role for the state to relook at usury rates and what we can do about this? I mean, there's a couple of specific examples. I'm not trying to name names. I'm trying to out these people, but that's just a lot of money going into their pockets, out of the pockets of very, very poor people who don't have any other place to turn.
So, and we've talked about this already. they used to be able to have gambling in the same places you went to go get these loans, right? And so that's been stopped. We stopped that right away. That was just not a good equation right there.
No.
You know, when you look at education, why am I so passionate about education, right? It's because it fixes so many problems in our society. A good educated person has options, right? And those options normally keep you from those situations that put you in a perpetually bad situation time after time after time, right? I can talk to you about continuum of care, of how we send money down to the nonprofits, to the people that are trying to help these people get out of these situations. And Matt, at the state level, we do a terrible job of it. Terrible job of it, of getting this money into these organizations that need help. Now, one's going to argue that, well, the banks aren't going to loan money to these people, right? Mm-hmm. And they're not. They're not, because the banks are very risk avoidance. They don't like to take that risk. The default rates are astronomical for these payday loan people, right?
I mean, what the argument for the payday loan people is because of the default rate, we have to charge the amount of interest that we do to make money.
For the people that do pay it back.
Yeah, but I you know what? We can't see specific numbers on some of these books, but the estimates are they're making 115 to 150 million in profit every year.
Yeah. So I think what we need to do is, okay, let's establish that when you say 239%, it seems obscene, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
279, but go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I don't want to cheat you.
Yeah.
So what's not obscene? What number, right? To cover a risk, to cover a loan to somebody that the default rates are 85 to 90%, right? What is it? Is it prime plus 30? Is it prime plus 15? Is it prime plus 100? What is it, right? And then we start working the equation backwards. Okay, these are people that the banks are not going to touch. We all know that.
Yeah, I get it.
So how do we afford these people an opportunity that could possibly get them out of a bad situation that doesn't perpetually put them back into situation?
Well, and these companies, while they give large amounts of political donations to many people on Capitol Hill,
everybody,
they argue, well, we're being altruistic. We're trying to help these poor, pitiful, poor people. But there's plenty of people that they won't give a loan to. They're not giving a loan to everybody.
Well, no, because there's people they know they can't give a loan to.
Right. So it's not like they're a charitable organization. They're in business to make a large amount of money, and they are making a large amount of money. I would suggest that the poor people that find themselves in a bad spot, and and sometimes I understand some of them put themselves in that position, and they got to own up to it, but they don't have anyone looking out for them in that moment except for the General Assembly. And is there not a place for, and you know me, man, I'm loath to ask government to do any of this.
I know.
But is there not a place for government to say, you know what? We don't disagree that you have a right to do business. We don't disagree that you don't provide some level of service, but we're just going to cap you out. And right now the cap is way too high.
I think you bring up a great point. Is one of the things I don't think we do enough of in the General Assembly is have hearings.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's talk about this, right? But let's talk about it in committee, and let's be honest with you. Let's just be open, right? Like, we've talked about this in education. We need to have conversations openly in hearings to let people come in and say, okay, here's an issue we're trying to solve. Come in and talk to us about it. Like, we did this in insurance this year with the speaker had a bill on PBMs and owning pharmacies, right? And we had we had the big three come in TennCare. And honestly, Matt, it was very uncomfortable for them.
Yeah.
We were asking very tough questions, but that's what you want me to do, right? I think it'd be great, and I think probably the Commerce Committee it would probably come into the Commerce Committee, and let's have an open discussion. Let the General Assembly ask very tough questions and try to expose what the problem is, and maybe we could fix it in another way.
Great conversation as always, Sapicki. You know how much we appreciate you coming in on Thursdays. Thank you. You don't have to wear a suit. It's the off season. Come on.
I'm working today up in Nashville. Hey, by the way, don't forget, early voting starts tomorrow.
Early voting tomorrow. You can start voting, writing in Jackson Williams as early as tomorrow.
I would appreciate your vote.
Oh, yeah. You're running, aren't you?
Yes.
You don't have any competition down there.
I would appreciate your vote.
Well, Sapicki would appreciate my vote, but I don't live in his district.
You don't live in it.
I tried. I did my best.
Now, if we were in Chicago, you could vote for me.
Well, fair enough. You know,
Actually, if you lived in Chicago right now, you could probably vote for me.
I thought, well, that's true. That's true. Look, I was so I was so excited moving to Mount Pleasant. I thought, oh my gosh, I've already started giving Sapiki hell, and now he's my representative, and this is going to be triple time hell. And I can't give Kip hell.
Representative Capley's a good guy.
Kip's a great guy.
Good guy.
Unlike
Senator Ensley.
Joey called me yesterday.
Really?
Love Joey. Yeah, we were talking about. What are you talking about? His TWRA legislation where they allowed hunting on baited fields.
Yes.
But then now they're making you license.
Right.
Which Joey didn't want to do, but the regulatory body told him he had to.
But if you like NASCAR,
I do.
Congratulations, Sterling Marlin, for naming that highway after
100%. Which highway is it? Do you know?
Highway 31.
Okay.
As you head north on Highway 31, where Carter's Creek Pike comes in, from there all the way up to Spring Hill.
Sterling Martin, one of my favorite moments in NASCAR history is when he tried to fix his car during a red flag.
Yes, remember that when he got out of his car? Got out of his car.
He had to run over. It's like, you
can't touch your car. What are you talking about? What a great guy. That's the good old days of NASCAR, huh?
Amen, brother. Thanks,
See y'all.
Sapiki. 56 after the hour at Super Talk.
Don't be a puss when they come on here.
There is no debate that if you have bugs, you need to do something about it, right? I mean, if you see them, the roaches and the other, nasties and the creepy crawlies and all of these things, you got to do something about that. And what you see is just the tip of the iceberg, because what you don't see is inside the walls and in your basement and in your crawl spaces, and it's probably in wild abundance, because the 1 or 2 roaches that you see, or the 1 and 2 stink bugs, or the one. That's just the start of the problem. U.S. Pest is the end of the problem, right? J.K. and Erica Brister come in, and they are problem solvers. One of their incredible techs will come to your home and give you a free inspection for termites, a free inspection for pests, bugs, and the nasties that can infiltrate your home. And these little communists will not leave once they get there. You need to eliminate them. Call up U.S. Pest today at 590-1260, 590-1260, and say, I want to get the communist out of my home. Tell them Matt Murphy said to tell you, I want to get the communist out of my home. And the person on the other end of the line is going to say, what in the heck are you talking about? And you're going to say, the bugs. The bugs are the communists. And then we'll be on the same page. USPest.com. That's USPest.com or 590-1260.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. 2 Florida deputies seriously injured in a shooting today in Ruskin, Florida, just south of Tampa. Here's the sheriff.
Our suspect ambushed our deputies from the moment they arrived on scene. He was intent on taking the life of a deputy sheriff.
Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Cronister says one of the deputies struck in the face, the other in the neck. Both were airlifted to a hospital along with the suspect, who was declared dead on arrival. The sheriff says that the suspect had taken his ex-girlfriend hostage, and his deputies were responding to an order of protection whenever they were shot. Right now in Arizona, the FBI says someone fired shots at an enforcement and removal operations building in Phoenix. Enforcement and removal operations are part of ICE handling deporting those ordered out of the U.S. The FBI says several rounds hit the exterior of the building. Nobody was injured. The FBI is asking for the public's help to learn more about what unfolded and maybe who fired the shots. Well, it appears lettuce or salad greens may be the potential source of the cyclosporiasis intestinal illnesses, but no specific type of produce, grower, or supplier has been identified as the source of this outbreak. During today's White House press briefing, ABC's Karen Travers questioned Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt about the administration's approach.
Are there federal officials on the ground in the hardest hit states right now doing any testing of production facilities or farms to try to figure out where this outbreak has started?
Sure. Well, what I can tell you, having been back at the White House for just a couple of short weeks, I've been in meetings on this very topic, and I can tell you the White House is closely monitoring the situation, has a handle on the situation. We're committed to providing the CDC and the FDA the resources that they need.
So local health officials in Tennessee and 33 other states are reporting cases, more than 4,000 cases and 100 hospitalizations in Michigan alone, according to its state health department. At least 30 cases reportedly in Tennessee, 10 of those in Nashville. President Trump will deliver a primetime address tonight where he's expected to outline information that he has recently received from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence related to the 2020 election. When asked why the president cannot accept the results of the election, is how that reporter put it, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said this.
I think part of the problem is that the media has refused to acknowledge that tens of millions of Americans across the country share the concerns of this president about the sanctity of our elections.
Now, Democrat Minority Leader in the U.S. Senate, Chuck Schumer.
Trump's speech tonight has nothing to do with the 2020 elections. It has everything to do with the 2026 elections. He's scared to death that he will lose in 2026.
Trump set to start speaking at 8 o'clock Middle Tennessee time. That's the latest news. Weather's next. So is traffic. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, let's check it out. We've got the crashes in Lebanon, 840 westbound at Couchville Pike. Look for Nashville Hillwood Boulevard at Fleetwood Drive. Other than that, you've just got volume. It is complete stop and go northbound 65 up to the South Loop downtown. Both directions of the South Loop. And then eastbound 440 is like a parking lot getting over to 24. And of course, you've got the northbound 65 construction there between Goodlettsville and Millersville. And it's pretty slow going if you're westbound 24 trying to get up to Jolton. I'm Ken Weaver.
Yeah. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. My name is Matt Murphy. We've got lots to do, so I don't have any time to waste. It is 10 minutes after 5 o'clock. Thank you for being with us. Whatever time you're able to give us, we're certainly appreciative of that. We've got a little less than 2 hours to go. Jackson and I are going bowling tonight. Bowling tonight. Are you planning on bowling, Jackson? Are we allowed to bowl?
I believe so.
And will you and I be taking one? We need a match, a mano a mano.
Didn't I beat you
Wait, what?
at the curling place?
No, I never curled.
No, we bowled, though.
We did bowl. I don't remember any of that. I'd had a couple of drinks. I don't remember what you're talking about. Ken, who do you think can win in bowling, Jackson or myself? I remember that night. I remember that.
Either of you could win.
Huh?
I think either of you could win when you put it that way.
That's true. Who do you think can win, Jackson or me? I'm with you, fellas.
I'm with you, fellers.
Ken, have you ever bowled?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty good the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Then by the third time, arms getting wore out and not doing very good. But on the first time, sometimes I can reach 200.
Hey, y'all know what he means when he says that arm's getting worn out.
Yeah,
Is that arm? Is this arm right here? Is this arm right here?
Yeah, some of that cold beer.
Oh, that's right. Bowling, much like pool, I got a honey zone, a honey hole, if you will.
Oh yeah.
There's a little zone there where not so good. Have a couple of beers, really good. Have a couple more beers, not so good anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, it starts getting more difficult after that.
Pool, bowling,
Same.
darts,
Same.
all the same.
Only darts are a little more dangerous.
Sure, fair. That's fair. I used to own my own darts, Ken. You know that?
Really?
Oh yeah. There's lots you don't know about me, Weaver.
Did you have a little leather case for them?
Yes, I sure did.
Yes, sir.
Kept them in the center console of my vehicle, and I'd pull them out when I got to the dart throwing establishment.
Yeah.
Hey, Ken, how many frames before you think I throw Matt down the lane?
See, it's big talk. It's big talk from your future governor of the state of Tennessee right there. By the way, we announced that you are potentially running as a write-in candidate in the general election on the November ballot for governor of the great state. We don't care that you're not old enough to be governor. We're going to figure that out. We don't
Fake
care.
birth certificate.
We don't care anything about any of that. I mean, my goodness gracious, this is America.
Do it anyway.
We're going to do it anyway.
Here's what you do. You go to the elections office. You take a piece of college-ruled notebook paper. Must be college-ruled.
Uh-huh.
And then you write on it, I am 30, with a picture of yourself and $20 taped to the back. You hand that to them, and then you're governor.
I am 30.
and then you're governor.
It's that easy.
That's how it works. Well, Jackson, I hate to tell you something. The world's going to change for you. You are. Let me talk to Ken for a second. Ken.
Yes, sir.
Jackson is it fair to say universally beloved?
Yes, sir.
Universally beloved on the Matt Murphy Show.
Absolutely.
Everybody
Unless
loves
you're a
Jackson.
Vandy fan.
Unless you're a Vandy fan, fair.
Oh, I bet you Vandy fans love Brother Jackson, too.
They do deep down. They won't admit it. Jackson, you have now accepted the opportunity to throw your hat in the ring, and you've already got haters coming out of the woodwork, Jackson. I'm telling you, this is going to happen, Jackson, when you start throwing yourself out there for public consumption in a political arena. Here we go. 8787's already talking about your voice on commercials. You haven't even done any political advertising, and they're saying that your voice is like nails on a chalkboard. That's not me. That's them talking. Jackson, do you have any official response to 8787?
I will try to do my commercials with more gravitas.
We got to have some of that gravitas.
We got to get us some of that gravitas.
Yes, sir.
You know what? You know what? That there's a good campaign slogan in there somewhere. One of these days down the road, before summertime is over and foosball season is here. I was hoping for a football from Ken, but I didn't get it. Oh, there we go. We need to come up with your slogan, and I kind of like that.
I thought, don't Tanzania my Tennessee.
That's good.
I don't know what they're doing in Tanzania, but I don't like
not
it.
do it here.
Keep it over there. I kind of like incorporating gravitas into some sort of our some of our campaign material.
Absolutely.
Going forward with gravitas.
Because Tennessee could use more gravitas. Speaking of gravitas, a little audio video here, Jackson. I have apparently made liberal minds explode based on my position on this issue. If you're not familiar with what went down on Pensacola Beach a couple of days ago, I guess it was yesterday morning? Yesterday morning.
What happened?
We here on the Matt Murphy radio show have intimate knowledge about how the Blue Angels do their... Did you ask anybody about this?
I did before I left this morning.
And what did he say?
There will be a meeting.
But apparently, according to the acting Secretary of the Navy this afternoon, meeting had no discipline. Now, what they probably will do, and you tell me, for those that don't know, Jackson's father flew with the Blue Angels.
Yep.
Thank you, Jackson, for giving me the ability to be snarky as hell to one of these liberals, this Brian Cranston Steen or whatever his name is, who was all snotty and was like, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous that the United States Air Force Blue Angels are doing this sort of thing and putting themselves in danger and putting people in danger. And because of your father and because of you and because of our conversation, I had the ability to, in a very snotty way, say, I appreciate the fact that you're so indignant and just self-righteously outraged. But if you're so indignant and self-righteously outraged, you might want to know that the Blue Angels are a part of the United States Navy and not a part of the United States Air Force, you moron. The United States Air Force Blue Angels are blah, blah, blah. What? I think the Air Force, that's the Thunderbirds.
Yes.
If I'm not mistaken.
I think that's pretty cool that the Blue Angels do that.
So your dad is of the position that maybe somebody got a little low. Is that fair?
And where they got a little low.
Like literally over the beach?
Yeah.
You want to keep that kind of out over the water? Because this is a thing they do, right? It's called breakfast at the beach or breakfast with the Blue Angels or something like that.
Yeah, it's a practice show. They're going to do their Pensacola shows this weekend.
Oh, okay. So this was them practicing, and so people know.
Yeah, it's an event that, like...
People know where they're going to.
Yeah, it's a local event.
Okay.
Oh, well, then what's the issue?
Well, what is the issue indeed? Here is what we're talking about. Whoa! Holy I love this. Oh, there we go. ABC News providing this. Yikes! Just watching the video, man. So there are several low passes over the beach. And here comes somebody. There we go.
That would be something to be that close to.
Look at that. Keep that up, Jack. Look at this guy right here. Look at that guy right there. Look at that guy right there. Look at that. That says U.S. Navy. I can read it right there on the bottom of that airplane.
Now, here's the thing, though.
Yeah?
What if something happened and one of those jets went down on the beach?
So that's probably where Jackson's dad is coming from, right? That, if something bad goes down, you want it to go down over the water and not over the beach where people could be put in harm's way. Is that fair?
I believe so.
Okay.
Well, it's kind of like what you said, Brother Murphy, about driving on ice. Everything's okay until it's not.
Everything's fine until it's not. And then when it's not, you're screwed.
And I think that's one of those deals there.
So a video of the U.S. Navy Blue Angels making low-altitude flyover Pensacola Beach, Florida yesterday. Navy officials confirmed in a statement that the Blue Angels leadership was reviewing the circumstances surrounding the maneuver and conducting a thorough investigation. Here's what I expect. One, the acting Secretary of the Navy has come out and said, we did a full review. We've talked to everybody. No discipline. Carry on, Patriots, et cetera, et cetera. The Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, has said as much, the same. Carry on, Patriots, all good, no harm, no foul. What I would expect, your dad probably has better inside line on this, what I would expect, and if your dad's listening, he can text you to tell me if I'm wrong, is that there was some sort of internal communication. It was like, hey, keep it out over the water, fellas. Yeah?
That'd probably be safer.
Yeah. But I have humbly submitted that despite whatever internal conversation needs to go on, and I posted this earlier, and it's gotten quite a few views and quite a few comments from our liberal friends. My post was simple. I posted that video that we just shared with you online, and I said that I humbly submit, if you react negatively to this flyover, I question how much you love or understand the United States of America. Because the number of, oh my God, that pilot should be fired. Oh, my goodness, that is just the most awful thing that I've ever said. Oh my God, that's horrible. Loving it, and some of the reaction that I got. Loving America does not require cheering fighter jets buzzing a packed beach low enough to blast sand, send chairs and umbrellas flying, and expose children without warning to 140 decibels. All right, first off, and then Unvarnished Tooth, cute, said, loving idiocracy might, though. And my response was, you reacted negatively, huh? Because remember what I said. I humbly submit, if you react negatively to this flyover, I question how much you love or understand the United States of America. And this person's like, oh my goodness, there was sand and chairs and umbrellas flying, and they didn't realize that it was going to be loud. Everybody on that damn beach knew exactly what they were in for, because everybody on that damn beach went to the beach that morning for this purpose.
It's a scheduled event.
It's a scheduled event. America is more, Bob Marshall writes, America is more than just flash and noise. I feel bad that this is all you think America is. Well, Ken, I responded to Bob, and I said, thanks, Rando. I appreciate your concern.
Duly noted.
Duly noted. And then I am PRPEH, whatever that means. I love the Blues and Thunderbird shows, been to bunches of air shows. The pilot will be disciplined, guaranteed. To which I said, want to bet? And this fella said, how much, bro? And I'm like, however much you want, because he's not going to be disciplined, and the Secretary of the Navy has already announced as such, and the Secretary of War has already announced as such. So you go ahead and you can pay me whatever you think it's worth to you. No problem with flyovers when executed safely. Been under plenty of them. The demo teams are held to a higher standard, he wrote. So, yeah, a lot of, Mark, with his foul mouth, writes in and says, bleep you and the horse you rode in on.
Goodness.
I can say that because I love America. To which I said, thank you, Mark. Back at you, buddy. And I rode in on 2022 GMC Sierra 2500. 4-wheel drive. Corey says, it's incredibly dangerous, you mop.
Mop?
I don't know what that means. Am I a mop? What? Why are you? You think I'm a mop too? Jackson's now afraid to talk.
No, but
see,
it is,
just like
it
a typical. Is it dangerous?
Yes.
Why is
so
it?
the big rule is, and my dad told me this, is you can never put the crowd in danger. And that's what that low pass over a crowd.
Aren't you putting the crowd in danger when you do a low pass over like stadiums?
Not that low.
That's too low.
Yeah.
Well, I would just play the the Maverick Top Gun. Just sorry. I didn't hear that I wasn't supposed to do a flyby. My bad. I humbly submit, if you react positively to this flyover, our question how low your IQ is, writes David. I thought it was great. I thought it was fabulous. I don't have a problem with it. I understand that you want to put the crowd in danger. But you know what? I also understand that air shows are inherently dangerous themselves. There have been a lot of, look, you're talking to a guy. I question whether we should continue to have air. Remember that crash that we had? And I questioned whether we should continue to have air shows at all. And everybody pushed back on me saying, wait a minute, Murphy, air shows are wonderful because air shows promote individuals volunteering into the United States Navy, volunteering in the United States Air Force. Air shows promote the might of the United States military, and it's good for everyone involved. Okay. If we want to be completely safe, then we would stop all of it. And I understand there's a line in the sand. No pun intended. 25 after the hour. If you have any thoughts, 615-737-9986. Nincompoops on the way, plus your calls coming up. Hello, friends. It's Matt Murphy for Eurofix. Friends, if you got a European vehicle and you don't know who to take it to, what are you doing? Have you been listening to Matt Murphy? Because Matt Murphy's been telling you about Eurofix for some time now. For over 25 years, Eurofix has been a place where European auto repair does not feel like European auto repair. Every repair comes with a rock-solid 3-year, 36,000-mile nationwide warranty on all the repair work they perform. And this is work that they perform at below dealer pricing. Do not get ghosted by the dealership and don't get overcharged by the dealership. Go to Eurofix. Plus, every repair comes with a rental car available with your appointment. That means that you don't have to get stuck off the road. Secondarily, they've got locations near you. Nashville, Franklin, Belmead, Murfreesboro, and Mount Juliet. Call 844-EUROFIX, 844-EUROFIX for more information, or go online to MyEurofix.com. MyEurofix.com. Friends, you'll be pleased with the one and only Eurofix. I want you to be safe and sound. I want you to know that everything's going A-OK inside of your body, which is why I've been encouraging you to contact Kraft Body Scan to get yourself a couple's heart and lung scan. Now, I would encourage you to explore a full body scan as well. Ladies, let's talk about this for a moment, because this is a couple's heart and lung scan. Meaning you come in with your loved one. If you go to togetherwescan.com and type in promo code MATT50, MATT50, then you'll get a $99 special. This is an insane savings off their normal price for the couple's heart and lung scan. And they're doing it for you, to encourage you, specifically you ladies, to get the fella in your life in, because men tend to, while they tend to develop certain cardiovascular risk and other lung risk sooner or differently than women, they also tend to avoid the doctor. Well, this is our opportunity to get them in, and let's get the real deal results, and then we'll sleep better. Because you'll know. Or if you do have something going on, you'll catch it very early. And if you catch it early, the opportunity for a successful outcome is much, much, much improved. TogetherWeScan.com or call 615-436-1000, 436-1000.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic coming up in 5 minutes. And in Florida today, a sheriff says 2 of his deputies were ambushed on a call to rescue a woman.
I don't believe I can underscore the severity of what occurred here today enough.
Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Cronister, just outside of Tampa, says one of the deputies was shot in the face, the other in the neck. Both were flown to a hospital, as was the suspect, identified as 34-year-old Chris Domachowski. Domachowski is dead. Sheriff says he had taken his ex-girlfriend hostage overnight. She had sought an order of protection, and his deputies were responding to help her when they were shot. President Trump will address the nation tonight at 8 o'clock, Middle Tennessee time, expected to talk about information he's received from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence that is on the 2020 election. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, fresh off maternity leave today.
It will shock you if you have an honest eye listening to the president tonight, and everything he is saying will be backed by facts and by evidence that will be provided this evening.
Democrats, meanwhile, on the attack, and here's House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries.
Why does he continue to focus on a conspiracy theory related to a 2020 presidential election that every rational person in the United States of America knows he lost?
Metro Nashville police searching for the driver involved in a deadly hit and run on McGavock Pike. Investigators say 48-year-old Jamie Maxim was struck by a dark-colored pickup truck near Elm Hill Pike on July 10th and later died from her injuries. Evidence collected at the scene, according to police, indicates the vehicle is likely a 2011 to 2014 GMC Sierra 2500. Anyone with information has to contact Crime Stoppers. That's the latest news, traffic, and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, Franklin, we've got a crash blocking the right shoulder 65 southbound right there at I-840. Elsewhere in Lebanon, 840 westbound at Couchville Pike. We've got a crash in Nolensville Pike just south of Haywood Lane. And Donaldson, Elm Hill Pike at Briley Parkway. And then in Tusculum, Old Hickory Boulevard just west of Nolensville Pike. And it is still a parking lot going northbound 65 up to the South Loop. I'm Ken Weaver.
I have a quick question. It's impermissible for Marsha Blackburn to move money that she collected for her U.S. Senate campaign to her gubernatorial campaign. That's moving federal dollars to state dollars. That is impermissible. Are y'all with me so far? It is also impermissible for Marsha Blackburn's campaign to coordinate in any way whatsoever with the Political Action Committee as to ad placement. But here we have Senator Marsha Blackburn giving $4.8 million of her Senate campaign money that she cannot use for her governor's race to a political action committee by the name of Club for Growth. Club for Growth creates an offshoot of their political action committee called the Tennessee Freedom Fund. And the Tennessee Freedom Fund is now spending a lot of money on negative ads against John Rose in Tennessee. Does that sit well with everybody? So it feels like Marsha Blackburn is ultimately getting Club for Growth to do her dirty work, her negative campaigning, and they're getting a hefty sum of money. And everybody will say that one doesn't have anything to do with the other because they think we're frickin' morons. I'm just so tired of it. I'm so tired of these types of politics. Sometimes I just feel like a nincompoop. A nincompoop in the news. Oh, I am a nincompoop. And it is time for Nincompoops in the News. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us on the Matt Murphy Radio Show to look all across the great volunteer state, all across these United States of America.
Nay, the globe.
Nay, the globe.
I was expecting as a gubernatorial candidate a bit more of excitement when you said nay, the globe. Ken Weaver provided you some wonderful excitement. Are you going to offer Ken Weaver, when you become governor, the opportunity to become your press secretary?
I was going to make him secretary of the news.
That's fair. Who won yesterday, Jackson?
Me.
What was your story yesterday, Jackson?
Some guy was caught outside of his apartment building exposing himself in a manner.
That's like every day.
I've got another one today.
What are you talking about? It's like every day.
Did you really win, Brother Jackson?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I think
Son of a biscuit eater. We didn't even count.
we
don't
I'll
know.
just take the win. That's two for me this week.
No. I won Monday. Jackson and I tied. No, Jackson won Tuesday. We tied one day. That was
tied
yesterday.
Tuesday.
No, we tied Tuesday, and then we don't know who won yesterday.
I'll just take the win for Tuesday.
No. We're going to give Ken Weaver the win.
Yay!
Because he needs it. Jackson, he needs it.
So we each have one win.
So we each have a victory.
Maybe
Okay.
I did win yesterday. Did I get any votes?
Oh, yeah, you got plenty of votes. Oh, he won on the, you know what? He probably did win because I know he won on the online poll. I saw that. Ken Weaver was 40% on the online poll. All right, so Weaver is the big winner, and Weaver gets to select the batting order for today's Nincompoops in the news.
It's going to be Weaver, Murphy, Williams up the rear. Or bringing up the rear. I say that wrong.
No, you don't. No, you do not. You said it exactly right the first time. Williams up the rear.
Sorry about that, Brother.
Oh, whatever. He does it to me every day, Ken. But you're better than him. Ken Weaver?
Yes, sir.
You're a nincompoop, sir.
Man spent 8 hours in a porta potty tank retrieving a Mountain Dew bottle. New details are shedding light. I said it was with a D, and it was not on purpose.
Ken, I dumped it. I'm sorry. I
I did not mean to do that. Oh, my goodness. Goodness gracious.
That's what Ken. I've been doing it. I've been on radio since I was 15 years old. We've done it, and it happens. But it's not is never not funny. We know you didn't mean to.
Son of a biscuit eater.
I thought you were about to throw some more of that potty mouth out.
So, Ken, what were they doing?
What were they doing, Ken?
New details are shedding light on the bizarre rescue of a man who became trapped inside the holding tank of a portable toilet in Kansas City.
He's in a toilet, and he was doing what? They were shedding
light. Goodness gracious. The unusual incident happened July 14th while crews with Patriot portable restrooms were collecting units after an event tied to the FIFA World Cup. Countman, that's the company partner, Chip Counterman, said one of the company's drivers checked each portable restroom before loading them, knocking on every door to make sure no one remained inside. One unit was locked, and the occupant was told he had about 10 minutes to finish before crews returned. When the driver came back, the man still refused to leave. A Kansas City cop riding by on a motorcycle was flagged down to help. After the officer asked the man to come out, the response raised even more questions. The man replied that he could not reach the door and couldn't get out of the toilet. When responders looked inside the restroom, they initially couldn't see anyone. Then, according to Counterman, all of a sudden a head popped out of the toilet. The man had climbed into the waste holding tank beneath the toilet seat. Firefighters responded and attempted to talk the man through getting out on his own. During the rescue, the man told responders he had climbed into the tank to retrieve a Mountain Dew bottle he had dropped there the night before. Counterman said the man had been inside the tank for roughly 8 hours. Firefighters ultimately cut apart the portable toilet to free the man. After the man climbed out, firefighters rinsed him off using water from one of their trucks before the incident came to an end. Counterman thanked the fire department and police for helping safely resolve what he described as a, quote, horrible situation. Authorities have not publicly identified the man or said whether he suffered any injuries.
None of it matters. I'm
still giggling like a schoolgirl.
I can't help it.
Goodness gracious.
Ken, also, did you say the fecal World Cup?
I just have such appreciation for the fact that Weaver did it with such authority.
There was emphasis.
There was emphasis.
Goodness gracious.
That's good stuff, Ken. That's a great nincompoop story. We appreciate it. You have shedded light on a subject that needed to have light shed upon it. My story comes from Florida, and I'm going to be short and sweet and to the point because I don't have a lot of details on this story, but a Florida woman has received a new license plate. You know, you have to occasionally...
Oh, yeah, I saw this one.
You have to get new license plates. Well, 77-year-old Nancy Dello Stritto received a standard issue state license plate from the Department of Motor Vehicles in the state of Florida. The license plate featured lettering in a combination that Dello Stritto initially thought was odd. She said that she initially went, quote, ballistic, wondering how in the world her license plate passed inspection.
What did it say,
Her
Matt?
neighbors, her sons, and her friends are saying that they love the plate. And she noted that when she took a vote amongst her family and friends, that it was 16-1 in favor of her keeping the plate. She was the only no vote. Despite her initial shock, Dello Stritto has now decided to laugh it off and keep the plate for now. She joked, "I'm resigned to it. I can handle it. Maybe I'll even get some honks." The plate, Florida license plate, is SQZ A55. That's SQZ A55.
Says squeeze ass.
Her license plate says squeeze ass, y'all. Which little audio video here reminded me of this American treasure.
Kramer. All right.
All right.
Sign right here, please.
Letter? Thanks.
Thank you.
Ass man. No, these don't belong to me. I'm not the ass man. I think there's been a mistake.
What's your name again?
Cosmo Kramer.
Cosmo Kramer. You are the ass man.
No, I'm not the ass man.
Well, As far as the state of New York is concerned, you are.
Oh, what a fabulous
Great episode.
What a great episode. You remember the end of that episode, kid?
Yes.
1,000,000 to 1 shot, Doc.
1,000,000 shot, Jerry.
1,000,000 to 1.
Oh, my gosh.
You silly Jerry.
Silly Jerry.
That's right. Squeeze ass. SQZ 855. Jackson, I'm done with my nincompoopery. Your nincompoop, sir?
Man arrested for exposing himself inside a Lowe's hardware store.
Jackson, are you giving up?
I don't know how I come back from Ken.
Your delivery feels like you're giving up. You got to give it a go, friend.
Come on,
give it a
Brother
go.
Jackson.
You're like Monty Fritz in the home stretch. Ken's Marsha. I'm just John Rose sitting here with the ass man.
You're going to be the governor.
Man arrested after exposing himself inside of a Lowe's hardware store.
Jackson took that one criticism to heart, I think.
Sounding like a Southern governor.
After repeatedly heckling a woman for photos of her feet, a Florida man allegedly exposed himself and then followed the victim around a Lowe's store before fleeing, police say. The aptly named Landon Spearman was arrested for indecent exposure in connection with the creepy incident Tuesday at the Lowe's in Lady Lake, an Orlando suburb. As detailed in an arrest report, the victim told cops she was completing an Instacart delivery at Lowe's when an unknown man approached her and repeatedly requested photographs of her feet. After declining the man's request, she accepted his phone number in an effort to end the encounter and continue working. As she walked away, the man, later identified as Spearman, called out to her. When the victim turned around, Spearman intentionally exposed his genitals and declared, "Call me for some bleep." The victim said that Spearman then followed her into the Lowe's until she approached a group of customers, causing him to leave the area. During a subsequent police interview, Spearman reportedly made admissions that substantially corroborated the victim's account of the incident. Spearman was then arrested and booked into the county jail.
So he was taking pictures of her feet?
No, he was badgering her for pictures of her feet.
He was demanding that she give him pictures of her feet?
Yes, and then offered her some bleep.
Goodness.
What was a bleep?
Another name for...
Watch out. Be careful. And
We talked about that line today.
relations?
No. Well, yes.
Some...
He was offering her what he had exposed.
Yes.
Goodness.
Got it. You want a little of this? Want a little of that? He's kind of like the ass man. Vote for Filthy Mouth Ken.
Ken might be DQ'd. I don't know. Have we established a rule for swearing?
Not in this game.
Swearing's encouraged around here. Vote Ken, vote Jackson, vote Matt. We'll try to tally the votes today and let you know who won. It is 10 minutes until the top of the hour. More to come. Matt Murphy Show. Super Talk 99.7 WTN. That's how we play. Nincompoops in the news. Hello, friends. Matt Murphy for Defend Systems. They are a life safety and security consultation firm, and they're born and based right here in Middle Tennessee. I met Brink Fiddler when he first came to Cumulus Nashville to offer us Defend Systems training to make sure that we understood the likelihood of having a negative workplace experience and what to do if that should happen. Do you know what to do? I mean, God forbid this should happen to you, and nobody would wish it on you, but it happens every day where angry workers come back into the workplace and they engage in acts of violence and whatnot. And I'm sad to say and sad to report that it's not stopping anytime soon. You need to have an action plan. You need to understand what to do in terms of workplace violence prevention, emergency and intruder action plans, rapid response medical training, and they customize all of these concepts to you and to your facility and to the staff that work under you. Friends, if you're a decision maker at a school, at a church, at a place of business, you owe it to yourself and you owe it to your people to contact Brink Fiddler because hope is not a plan. It is time to get trained with Defense Systems. Call today, 615-236-6484, 236-6484, or online at defensesystems.com. Hello, friends. Matt Murphy. And, you know, I encourage you to communicate with King & Associates Insurance, not because they're trying to sell you anything in particular, not because I'm trying to sell you anything in particular, because I think that you can take advantage of their local expertise and save money and still have the same wonderful protection that fits your life, fits your budget when it comes to your automobile and your home. These are big expenses, and you need to protect them. You need to protect your family as well. If you have a growing family or are a first-time homeowner, or if you're shopping for better auto rates, make the call that others have made. I did this. I called in January, said, Emory, need some homeowners. Just bought my first house in the state of Tennessee. Emory said, I'm on it. I got it for you. Let me get that auto and get that involved too. And I've told the story in the past. I said, I think my auto's good. I don't think you can beat the auto rates. He said, let me give it a shot. We got the same great auto rates, and I'm saving almost $400 a year on automobile alone. Plus, I'm getting great homeowners rates. I mean, we bundle and you save. Local, independent, they work for you, not for the insurance companies. Go to tkinginsurance.com, letter T, kinginsurance.com, or call 329-8121, 329-8121, tkinginsurance.com. King & Associates Insurance, protecting what matters most.
A sheriff says two of his deputies were ambushed on their way to rescue a woman. And do your hands hurt when you use your phone? These stories and more coming up at 6 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Friends, I'm just happy Ken Weaver got through that tease without cursing at all of us. I feel bad.
Man.
Oh, that's good stuff. Ken?
Yes, sir.
That it's been a long time since that happened to you, hasn't it?
Yes.
Wasn't there that one?
What one? What one? I did one.
Oh, yeah, yours was good.
Mine was bad. No, what was that one?
It was the Nashville district attorney.
Oh, yeah. The Nashville district attorney's name, prepare yourself,
Oh, yes.
is Glenn Funk. F-U-N-K. Funk.
And Matt did not say that one time.
And I did not say that one time. But much like you, Ken, I said it with authority, baby.
Yeah.
I came out, Nashville district attorney Glenn, and woo!
As if that's what it was.
And then Matt just looked at me and goes, "Did you dump me?" Yeah, that's probably smart.
Probably smart to dump that. Yeah. The Ken Weaver outhouse blooper may be the best, maybe a great one to start with, said 0177.
Yay!
I got it. He said, have you thought about doing some shorts or bloopers from the shows during the break? The "We'll Be Back" flashing in different font is not better. It's "We'll Be Back." Is Jackson in charge of media? No, Jackson's working on a different panel, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to make us look like the Golden Girls.
Yeah. So we're working. Wait.
I get to be B. Arthur.
Y'all just noticed that Matt, not really listening to Jackson, said, yeah, great. And then I stopped and I went, wait a minute, what? You're going to make us look like the Golden Girls?
Yeah, like an 80s sitcom.
I love the Golden Girls, by the way.
Yeah, they're funny.
What a fabulous sitcom.
Very cleverly written show.
Oh, very well done. Jackson, which Golden Girl would you like to be?
The youngest one, I guess.
Not really a young one in the group.
When do they get a nurse to come in and help them with everyday things?
Didn't they at some? Didn't George Clooney appear on that show at some point?
That'll be me.
I think he did. It seems like he may have.
He was making the rounds on some of those shows back in the 1980s. Ken has called B. Arthur, which is B. Arthur was. Let's see. There's you're Dorothy.
Yeah, Dorothy.
There's Dorothy, Blanche, Sophia, and Rose.
Rose was
Betty White.
Rose was Betty White. Sophia was
Mom.
Dorothy's mom.
Yeah, she was the mother.
Okay.
Which I'm going to go ahead and nominate Jackson for Blanche.
Well, yeah, he's got that Southern accent.
Which one is that?
She's kind of the slutty one. What? She was, right?
She just liked having a good time.
She's a floozy, y'all.
Was she like Flo? She was kind of like Flo on Alice.
Dadgum floozy. Just all over the neighborhood. Need to go down there to those villages. They get around down there. Hey, one more hour to go. Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Six o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic in 5 minutes. A Florida sheriff says two of his deputies were ambushed on a call today to rescue a woman. One was shot in the face. The other deputy shot in the neck.
Our two deputy sheriffs were medevaced to Tampa General Hospital, where they're currently undergoing some of the best medical care they can receive in this county, if not in this state.
That's Hillsborough County Sheriff Chad Cronister just outside Tampa. He says the suspect is dead, identified as 34-year-old Krista Machowski. The sheriff said he had taken his ex-girlfriend hostage overnight. She had sought an order of protection, and when officers responded, that's when the shooting started.
The deputies know the danger that they face when they go to this training, and they willingly accept this responsibility, knowing that whatever they do is to ensure that no one else was injured here today.
President Trump to speak to the nation tonight from the White House. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, just back from maternity leave, said he'll go over information from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence on the 2020 election.
I think the American people will be relieved to hear what they are hearing from the President of the United States and his commitment to transparency and the focus on the integrity of our elections tonight.
Democrats like Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer are throwing shade.
Trump's speech tonight has nothing to do with the 2020 elections. It has everything to do with the 2026 elections. He's scared to death that he will lose in 2026.
Trump set to start speaking at 8 o'clock Middle Tennessee time. Cases of the parasite causing explosive diarrhea continue at what some health officials say is an alarming rate. In Michigan alone, 600 new cases per day. We're speaking to ABC News today. Kritika Kapali, who is an associate professor at UT Southwestern Medical Center's Department of Internal Medicine, who explained the challenge that medical professionals are facing.
We see cyclospora outbreaks almost every summer, but this one's different. It's much larger than most outbreaks. It's been detected in over 34 states. And most importantly, we still have not identified the contaminated food source.
So Tennessee reportedly has up to 30 cases and Nashville reporting at least 10. Do your hands hurt when you use your phone? All that texting and scrolling may be stressing out your fingers, say orthopedic experts. And here's Chuck Samerson.
Texting thumb can describe phone-related pains caused by tired-out tendons and achy joints, like stiffness, throbbing near the knuckle, and a clicking sensation when bending the thumb. If not treated, you could get carpal tunnel and arthritis. A doc at the University of Kentucky Healthcare Hand Center says limit phone time or take short breaks. Mix up postures. Switch hands to type. Use a different finger. Use the voice-to-text feature. Circle and ring-shaped grip accessories attached to the back of the phone.
That and weather next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News. All right, Franklin cleaning up a crash right now, 65 southbound there at I-840. It looks like this one at Old Hickory Boulevard west of Nolensville Pike is about to be cleared. So is the one at Elm Hill Pike at Briley Parkway. Still got one on the right shoulder there, 24 eastbound at Medical Center Parkway in Murfreesboro. Nolensville Pike south of Haywood Lane. And then in Smyrna now, we've got 24 westbound at Sam Ridley. I'm Ken Weaver.
Super Talk 99.7 WTN to your calls momentarily. Tim wants to talk Marcia. Bill wants to talk the flyover. I'll talk to you about any subject matter of your choosing. Donald Trump is speaking to America later on this evening, as Ken Weaver has been reporting. 8 p.m. Middle Tennessee time will be the time where Donald Trump will sit down before the American people, one would assume, at the Resolute desk in the Oval Office to speak to the American people about new information reportedly regarding the 2020 election cycle. I'm open ears. Here to receive it, and let's see what happens from there. 615, although you and I will probably be bowling at the time that this actually happens, Jackson, therefore I'll need to catch this on the flip side, but I'm certain that there'll be a place where I can find a replay. One way or the other, yeah, by the way, several of you have asked, Jackson, it's a ticketed event and we're sold out, right? So I'm sorry to tell you, this was not our event. It was our brother station or sister station, as it were, 104.5 The Zone. Young Buck Rising, and his am I right here? His radio show. Is there a charitable component to this, or
Home Street Home.
Oh, okay, yeah, very good. So Buck is putting this on, and they asked us to stop. We love Buck. I mean, he's great. What? Why are you smiling? You don't love Buck?
He's fine.
You love Lucas?
Yeah.
You love you like Bert?
I do.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time.
It'll be a good time. And if you're going, we'd love to see you. And if not, well, then I don't know what to tell you because tickets are sold out. WTN, to my knowledge, but this was, when was Ken, do you know when the president made this announcement? Was it this morning that he was talking to the nation tonight? I don't remember this yesterday.
I think it was earlier this week he had alluded to it.
Did he?
And then it was nailed down yesterday.
So to answer your question, we will be carrying Mark Levin tonight. The question has been posed by 3686. Will WTN be covering the speech? I do not believe that we have plans to cover the speech, but I don't know that to be the case. One way or the other, I am certain that there will be full coverage, even, yes, on ABC Radio News, which is our newscast national news partner for overnights. You know, we wish it were not so, but it is. That said, we'll have full reporting on it all day tomorrow, starting with Dan Mandison, Nashville's Morning News. Red Eye Radio will have a full report on it tonight, as will, I'm certain, Mark Levin. At some point, I think if it's 8 o'clock Central Time, that puts us in a little weird space with Levin because Levin is backed up by an hour, I think. Well, one way or the other, full report tonight on Red Eye Radio, full report tomorrow on Dan Mandis, Nashville's Morning News, as well as with Chris Hand, Chad Benson, and, of course, yours truly, Matt Murphy, tomorrow. So not really sure what he has to say and what new information is out there, but that remains to be seen. In the meantime, several of you have asked me why I, Matt Murphy, have not commented in any sort of lengthy or robust way regarding the reporting by Ken Weaver of the explosive diarrhea that is cascading its way across the United States of America. Explosive diarrhea is splattering its way to a location near you. Now, I've been telling y'all for years to stay away from those veggies, right? Or at least go natural. And make sure that you know where your vegetables are coming from. Vegetables, I say, because at the Matt Murphy Radio Show, we try to pronounce all of those wonderful consonants that are available to us in our words and the vowels that sometimes get skipped over. I get picked on quite a bit for my insistence that you spell the word vegetable, and I'm going to pronounce it vegetable. Why are you... Once again, I got the stinky face look, like you just had explosive diarrhea all over yourself.
Vegetable.
There's an E in there.
Vegetable.
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 Vegetable. Jackson, work with me here. The item that you put on a baby's bottom, so if they have an accident and go boo-boo, there's a place for it to go. What do you call that?
A diaper?
It's a diaper. For those listening on radio, hand and face. It's a diaper. Jackson, if you and I were to go fishing up in the great Northwest, and I'm planning this trip, by the way, and I fully plan on drowning you in a stream somewhere. So you and I go fishing. We're going fly fishing, and we're going to fish for a particular type of a fish, delicious, like red, fleshy meat. You know what fish I'm talking about?
Just drown me.
Salmon. That's right. We're going salmon fishing, Jackson. And if you fall over and have a boo-boo on your leg, I'll whip out my first aid kit and put some salve on it.
See, this is why Scott Sapicki fights so hard for education.
I don't believe in silent letters. Not to knock anyone that likes them, but I'll fight you on it with my sword. Tim is next. Hey, Tim, what's up?
Matt, what's happening?
What's going on, brother?
Not much. Hey, by the way, you've got a silent letter in your name.
Well, hold on. How would you pronounce the two T's together?
I'm just saying.
Tim, put a notch in your belt. It's not often that people leave me speechless, but I think you got me. I think I'm going to have to start calling I'm going to have to start calling myself Mate.
You need to start handing out collar trophies.
Well, you just won one, buddy.
All right. Hey, am I the only one who's annoyed and freaked out about Marsha Blackburn radio ad that encourages all of us to call up and thank her?
It's a little weird. You know, I don't make it a habit because these organizations. So here's what I will say to that. My personal comment is as follows. My official statement to you, Tim, is as follows. You ready?
Yep.
It's a little weird.
Thank you.
But following up on that, I would say this. That we present a 100,000-watt blowtorch radio station that goes all across Middle Tennessee. We also provide platforms on social media spaces, et cetera, et cetera. So we have a pretty big reach when it comes to politics in the state of Tennessee. That said, people spend good money, organizations spend good money to advertise on our stations. And I don't make it a habit to be particularly critical of those advertisements. It's up to them as to the manner in which they're going to execute the message. But all of that said, Tim, it's pretty weird.
Yeah, and
Oh, no. See, Marsha's reach is such that I feel like she got to Tim's call.
He thinks voters are putting him there.
Tim, we sadly missed a lot of that, so I want you to start over. You were like, I said it's pretty weird, and you were offering a comment on the ad.
Yeah, I was saying I don't fault you guys for running those ads. What I was saying is,
yeah,
Tim Burchett always thanks his voters for putting him in his position.
Yeah, I just, you know what? If you're called to public service, then you're doing it for the greater good. The voters are the bosses, not the other way around. And so I don't, individually, have I felt compelled to, if I encounter a politician that I feel like's doing it the right way, do I feel compelled to thank them and say, hey, I appreciate what you're doing up there in D.C., or I appreciate what you're doing in Nashville in the General Assembly, or whatever it might be? Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, for a political organization to ask of me, that's just, it is what
weird.
It is. It is what it is.
All right.
A little weird.
That's all. No big deal. It's just,
yeah.
This seems weird.
But, at the same time, I mean, I suppose, and thank you, Tim, for the call. I don't suppose I know that Americans for Prosperity, it's an organization here in Tennessee, Americans for Prosperity Tennessee. I know many of those individuals over there. The redheaded stranger, Pamela Furr's affiliated with the group. I know Tori Venables and others. And they love Marsha. and appreciate Marcia, appreciate what she represents, and they're expressing that appreciation in their own way, and it's up to them to do so. It's no Mark Pody song. I promise you that. Honesty, integrity. I wish I could remember the words that go right here. MarkPody.com. Is that coming up? We don't have another one? Maybe? I just want to sing along with it. Well, you find that out. Bill's next on the issue of the flyover. Thank you for calling, Bill, and thank you for holding. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thanks for taking my call.
Of course.
So you posted after the Blue Angel crash in Smyrna, you posted that they should probably postpone the air shows, and everybody argued with you.
I did. I was wondering. And by the way, Bill, I love this because I was wondering who was going to be the first one to call me out on this.
No, because I said the same thing. But so you had all these people argue with him. Now the Blue Angel, I saw the video of the flyover, and people were not running for their lives. Everybody was smiling and yelling. I saw not one umbrella go flying. It's people that just have to argue about something. You're arguing with the same people that think that Donald Trump's attempted assassinations and Charlie Kirk's assassination was fine, but people that try to run police officers over with their cars, I can't believe you shot them.
Right, should be able to get away with it. Right. Yeah, the hypocrisy is absurd. I agree.
And I'm not going to say anything about Golden Girls because I don't want Ken Weaver getting mad.
No. Well, we'll get distracted again because you start talking Golden Girls and I mean, what?
The other thing for Blanche.
Yeah, who didn't? We all did. There was a time in my life. I'm just gonna put it down there where the goats can graze on it. There, Bill. There was a time in my life where Blanche had one foot in the grave. Now I watch the Golden Girls. I think, what? Y'all, it has been a 5 facepalm day for Jackson Williams. He didn't act like this before he was running for governor. Now he's all highfalutin. He's all high and mighty. Show's not good enough for him anymore. He's too good for the show now that he's running for governor.
The stress of the campaign and
you see that, Blanche? No?
I'm just not going to say anything.
Oh, now you're declining comment?
I decline to comment.
We
continue to work for the constituency of our
honesty, integrity. Jackson Williams wants you to be free. Also, MarkPody.com. Back in a moment. Hi, friends. Matt Murphy for United Structural Systems. Simply put, USS can give you peace of mind when it comes to your home, when it comes to your foundation, when it comes to the waterproofing that exists within the home or your crawl space service. Let's talk about it because USS has been around since 1994. That is a lot of satisfied customers. As a matter of fact, they did the math on it, and it's over 30,000 satisfied customers with USS, United Structural Systems. Now, these USS treatments, foundation repair, those are transferable warranties that can go to the next owner of your home. That gives the future owners of your home, if you decide to move, additional peace of mind and makes selling your property so much easier. Friends, USS wants to help you. If you've noticed smelly odors coming out of your basement or crawl space, if you notice that musty, moldy smell, or if you have concerns that there's cracking that ought not to be there, all you need to do is contact USS, and they're going to solve that issue. They're local, they're honest as the day is long, they're trustworthy, and they can give you the peace of mind that you need. USSTN.com is the website, USSTN.com. Start your journey with USS. They're problem solvers, and they know what they're doing in Middle Tennessee. It's United Structural Systems. Hi, friends. Matt Murphy for our friends at Kraft Body Scan. We've been telling you about this wonderful opportunity, and I hope that you understand the peace of mind that you truly get when you make yourself available to Kraft Body Scan, make the telephone call that so many others have made, and get the scan that will give you that peace of mind. Because the bottom line is this: what you don't know can hurt you. And we now have modern techniques and modern technology presented by Kraft Body Scan that can look inside of your body and figure out what's going on in there. What they do is they use CT scan technology to get inside, and non-invasive, obviously. They're not coming in there, but they are obviously looking into your body, looking into your lungs, looking into your heart, and figuring out if there are any abnormalities. And if they are, they'll report those back to you. You catch them early, and they are imminently treatable. But most of the time, people get a great thumbs up, and that's wonderful in and of itself. And this is only costing you and a loved one $99. You cannot beat it. A lot of people who feel great have no idea that something's happening beneath the surface. Let's get the peace of mind that you deserve by going to togetherwescan.com, promo code MATT50. Togetherwescan.com, promo code MATT50. Do this right now. Do this for you and a loved one in your life, or you can make a call if you have any other questions. 615-436-1000. 615-436-1000. It's togetherwescan.com for Kraft Body Scan. Super Talk 99.7 WTN, Matt and you. I'm being told to stop singing. That's fair. I'm also, someone put this up, and hold on a second. I got a lot of them coming in. I wanted to, you really need to stop singing. Yes, I've heard you. Oh, here it is. I admire Jackson, this super texter writes. He works with somebody who likes Oklahoma and somebody that likes Georgia, both of which defeated the Vols last year in football. And I'm going to assume he meant Vols.
How'd those teams do in basketball?
And then 3888 writes, I'm praying the Gators beat the Bulldogs in Atlanta this year. To which I said, oh, you're a Florida fan, huh? How are you in them jean shorts? That's what I said. You know, because Gators wear jean shorts. And he said, no. I'm a Vol fan who hates Georgia. Now, you're a Vol fan, but you assume that the Tennessee Volunteers will not be in Atlanta taking on my beloved Georgia Bulldogs to win a third SEC championship in a row?
Well, no, I don't think Georgia's going to be there.
You don't? Well, that's where you're wrong there, young Jackson. Football is right around the corner, and I couldn't be more excited. Sean is next. Hey, Sean, how are you?
Hey, what's going on, Matt?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Excellent. Say, listen, I couldn't help but notice that you couldn't find that second half of that melody. Do you mind if I indulge you in that?
Let's go.
Okay, here's the whole thing from the top. Honesty, integrity, join with me and help Tennessee. MarkPorter.com. That's it.
Sean, did you sing that originally?
I did not, but I should have been hired for it, right?
Oh, my goodness gracious. You sound... Sean, there's language that we use for folks like you, and that language is, you're the songbird of our generation, Sean.
Well, I've been told that a time or two. I appreciate that. Hey, listen, one more thing here. Ken Weaver, is he there?
I don't know that Ken's back there. I think he's prepping for the last newscast. But I can send...
might be coming for his job here. I'll give you guys a little rundown of what I've been working on. This is a mock. Got a little bit of a slow go here on I-65 South, the Wedgwood Avenue exit, clearing up nicely. Injury accident on Long Hollow Pike, slowing things down just a bit as well, but should be clearing up shortly. I'm Sean O'Brien, traffic every 10 minutes on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Man, that sounds like a guy that's coming after your job, Jackson. I mean, this is clearly. I mean, yours. I mean, Sean clearly is vying for a position here at the radio. I mean, Sean.
Well, somebody's going to have to take over when I'm
I would
governor.
love to.
That's true, Sean. I mean, once Jackson wins the governor's race and ascends to the governor's mansion, there'll be a vacancy that you could fill.
Excellent. Well, I will go ahead and submit my application and cross my fingers.
Absolutely love it. Thank you so much for the call, Sean. 615-737-9986. So we now believe that we have honed in on exactly where the tainted lettuce is coming from. I've got an update on that for you. So the expectation was that this was prepackaged, pre-made lettuce, and that it was obviously being distributed in a way where the explosive diarrhea, as it's been described repeatedly by Ken Weaver over these last several days, this explosive diarrhea was coming from some sort of source, not necessarily a singular source, but it had to be coming from somewhere. I mean, there's a reason why it's happening. And now we tend to believe that we have located the culprit. I will share with you the findings, or at least the hypothesis, coming up in mere moments right after Ken Weaver's newscast. And Ken Weaver's news is happening right now on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Hello, friends. Matt Murphy for Grace Point Healthcare. We call it modern medicine delivered the old-fashioned way. Why? Well, because Grace Point Healthcare is a direct pay primary care provider. That means that you pay Grace Point, and then you can file with your insurance company for reimbursement. Why is this advantageous to you, the customer? Well, it's simple. Because you don't want the insurance company in the room, quote unquote, with you and your doctor making decisions. And whether they're physically in there or not, if the insurance company is on the front end, then they prevent, it's sad reality is true, they prevent doctors from working through potential areas where they could find success if the insurance company doesn't provide for it. You don't want that to happen, right? You want that sacrosanct relationship to be a part of your doctor-patient relationship, and it is at Grace Point Healthcare. Always will be. They treat newborns to seniors. They can help with your sports physicals. If you're getting back in school and you need those sports physicals taken care of, they can take care of those. Ask about the Smart Care Plan when you walk through the doors, or give them a call today, 599-6868, 599-6868. Modern medicine delivered the old-fashioned way. Hello, friends. It's Matt Murphy for Efficient Heating and Cooling. So the AC goes out. What do you do? Just scenario. Just quick thinking. What do you do? Well, if you've been listening to me for any length of time, then you know exactly what to do. You call Jeff Eddy in Efficient Heating and Cooling. Get Jeff or one of his incredible techs out, jiffy, quick. They'll come out as fast as humanly possible. They make no promises if you call right now about getting out tonight, but they will get out as quickly as humanly possible to fix what ails your system and to get you back up and running again as inexpensively as possible. That truly is their commitment to you. Efficient Heating and Cooling is a smaller company. They're not the biggest in the world, but they provide insane service, big customer service, and big results. I trusted Jeff Eddy and his crew to do the right thing, the right time, every time. They prove it time and time again. They did it with me in my new home, and they can do it with you too. They never charge you over $125 for a maintenance call on any service call that they provide for maintenance, and that's in their service area, and oftentimes it's much less than that. Plus, they keep their overhead down. They don't charge you overtime on nights or weekends. Just don't believe in it. Jeff Eddy and Efficient Heating and Cooling. Go to efficienthvac.net, efficienthvac.net, or call 615-784-4424, 784-4424 for our friends at Efficient. You know what's never given me explosive diarrhea? Ice cream.
Hamburger.
Cheeseburger. But lettuce. How many times do we have to be burned by lettuce before we give up? I like lettuce.
But it's clearly trying to kill us.
But it's trying to kill us. The Food and Drug Administration is investigating a lettuce supplier. Iceberg lettuce supplied to Taco Bell by Taylor Farms is being investigated as a possible source to the escalating outbreak of cyclosporiasis, explosive diarrhea, a stomach bug that causes weeks. I didn't realize it was weeks of severe diarrhea in at least 4 states, according to a person familiar with the investigation. Nationwide, nearly 7,000 people now may have been sickened, with 1,645 of those cases confirmed and more than 5,100 still under investigation, according to the Centers for Disease Control. No death has been reported. Of course, as they say with explosive diarrhea, you'll wish for death long before death arrives. Earlier this week, the CDC announced the investigation into more than 400 cases in Michigan, Ohio, west of Virginia, that is, and Kentucky. We've had cases in Tennessee. I want to say at least 30. Possible outbreak source was first reported by the Washington Post. Taylor Farms and Yum Brands. Yum. The parent company of Taco Bell did not immediately respond to request for comment. The 4-state outbreak is unlikely to account for all cases across the country. Experts said there could be multiple outbreaks from multiple different sources. Michigan has been hit the hardest this summer with 4,312 cases as of Thursday. Couldn't happen to a better state. Couldn't happen to a better state, in my humble opinion. Michigan health officials previously flagged lettuce and salad greens as a potential source based on more than 1,000 interviews with people who have tested positive. Getting to the source of the outbreak has been difficult. Incubation period for the parasite. So it's not, it's parasite. So it's like a creature. It's an organism that's inside of you. My goodness gracious. Someone's referring to it as the cyclone poop. Brian says, and yet a vegan would crap themselves and go back for more. Who won nincompoops?
Ken, because he cursed.
Ken, because he's a potty mouth. That's who won nincompoops. And now we got to deal with the possibility of Ken taking the trophy tomorrow, Jackson. We'll deal with that tomorrow. This is not the first time, according to NBC News, not the first time that Taylor Farms has been connected to an outbreak of cyclosporiasis. In 2013, 631 people in 25 states were sickened by a salad mix linked to the company. That, according to health officials, many of the illnesses occurred in Iowa and Nebraska among people who had eaten at Olive Garden or Red Lobster. Health officials also determined that Taylor Farms was at the root of a 2024 E. coli outbreak linked to slivered onions on McDonald's Quarter Pounders. Man, Taylor Farms must be pretty big or pretty unlucky. So that is the latest on the potential outbreak in and around the United States of America, particularly in Michigan. There are a number of cases that have been seen in the state of Tennessee, and we'll keep you up to date on exactly what's going on there. I saw a story, and I wanted to cover this for you, and here it is. It's over on this side of the desk. There was a water boiling warning, and I wanted to make sure that my friends up in Sumner County were aware of it. A water boiling warning up in Sumner County. All right, so I lost that story. I'll get back to it in just a moment. This story, though, out of Knoxville, the Knoxville City Council approved earlier in the week a resolution banning the development of data centers for at least 1 year. In June, the mayor of Knoxville sent a letter to the Knox County Planning Committee saying that she planned to introduce an ordinance to temporarily ban the data centers. According to that ordinance, Knoxville would ban large data centers defined as sites that use more than 10 megawatts of electricity and are designed for data processing, data storage, or cryptocurrency mining. Moratorium will be in place until July 7th of 2027. So this happened during the moratorium. Knoxville cannot issue any permits, zoning approval, building approval, utility extension, building permits, text amendments, or development agreements for large data centers. Knoxville will develop new zoning regulations for large data centers during the 1-year hiatus, according to the city. The ordinance says the city of Knoxville is committed to protecting the health, safety, and welfare of its residents through thoughtful, informed, and responsible land use regulation. Knoxville's ordinance says the city acknowledges the critical role that data centers play in powering and involve the evolving digital economy, but also recognizes that in recent years, some data centers have rapidly developed into large, complex, industrial-sized facilities with the potential for significant negative impact on surrounding neighborhoods. If the city did not act, the ordinance says these data centers would only be subject to industrial zoning district regulation, which does not adequately mitigate localized noise, air pollution, and other impact. Here's what I would say. Knoxville is just an example of many cities around the state of Tennessee, many cities around the United States of America that are making efforts to prevent any further construction or expansion of data centers in our state, and by extension in our country. I believe I saw it earlier today that New York State became the first. Is that right? I believe I read this correctly. That New York State, let me see, New York State data centers. Yeah, New York became the first state to impose a data center ban. New York Governor Kathy Hochul yesterday signed an executive order barring the construction of any new hyperscale data centers using 50 megawatts or more of power for up to a year. It's the first statewide data center ban in the United States of America. Once again, I can't control how the public reacts or overreacts to these situations, but I know this, that data centers are most necessary for how we live our lives. And data centers will continue to be necessary for the advancement of technology. And I find it ironic that most of us utilize just about everything in your house utilizes a data center in some form or fashion. Hell, I bought a new stove, and my new stove is a smart stove. And it wanted to hook up to my Wi-Fi. Why does my stove need to hook up to my Wi-Fi? No, thank you. But that's utilizing a data center ultimately. I am not pro nor anti. I'm simply here to note the reality that in our lives, the vast majority of us utilize technology that requires data centers. And as AI continues to grow, we are beneficiaries of AI technology, and we also need data centers to grow AI. Now, forget about the security apparatus component to all of this, but there is a big one. And anti-data center folks don't want to hear this, but it is true that we are in somewhat of an arms race with the Chinese regarding artificial intelligence. The Chinese do not believe, and I'm talking about the government here, the Chinese government does not believe in basic freedom. They believe from a communist perspective that individuals that are in their country are subjects to the state. And they are subjected to the desires of the state for the good of the state, not for the good of the individual and not for the liberty of the free. They will most certainly move forward in their agenda to bring this type and level of communism around the globe. Won't they? Well, maybe you don't think they will. I would encourage you to utilize data center technology. Go online, go on the YouTubes, and look up AI. I guess you could look up like AI 2027. That'll get you to a good starting place. Where it describes, I watched and I don't think that was the exact name of it. I can find it. I watched a wonderful documentary. It was about a 30-minute long documentary about where we are going next in terms of artificial intelligence and what happens if we reach a point. At some point, we're going to reach a stage where the artificial intelligence is better at training the artificial intelligence that we are. And what many theorize will happen at that point is that it will reach like exponential speed in terms of growth and in terms of its ability to think for itself and its ability to process problems. And when that happens, we're approaching not any sort of consciousness or awareness, but it's called singularity, where the computer itself is smarter than the human beings that are programming it. The computer itself is smarter than us. And it can think for itself. And right now, the American government is working on this, and the Chinese people are working on this, and OpenAI is working on this. I think Google has a plan of action. And it's but a matter of time before we get there. And if the Chinese get there first, I'm not here to scare anybody, but that's a problem. That's a problem. It is the new space race, yet we are all suspicious of our government. We're all suspicious of how this is being used. And we're hella suspicious of how it's impacting us, particularly in the form of data centers in our neighborhoods. I feel somewhat caught between two fires because I understand and recognize the importance of data and processing data and the storage of data in the modern world. At the same time, I understand the trepidation that people are going into this with, and the fear of the unknown. Knoxville leading the way in Tennessee, New York leading the way in the United States of America. Who will be next? It's 9 until the top of the hour on Super Talk. O152 writes, Jackson, before I talk about Timberland cabinets, O152 says, hey, Matt, could Trump's big announcement possibly be an endorsement of our own Jackson Williams? You never know. Have to watch to find out. Here's what I do know. Timberland Cabinets is your one-stop shop for all things cabinets in Middle Tennessee. And I love the fact that they're in Middle Tennessee. And they do it all right here in our own backyard. The beauty and functionality in cabinet design is on full display in Columbia, Tennessee. You can go and see it for yourself, which is what I did. I was running an errand for a friend, our good buddy Keith, and I was picking up a cabinet. And I started talking to the people of Timberland, and I said, I need to tell people that you're here. My goodness gracious, what a beautiful showroom. And they have the knowledge and the expertise where, I mean, literally you can walk through the doors, and when you walk out, you've got every person that you need to build a wonderful new kitchen, a wonderful new bathroom with quality product made right here in the state of Tennessee. And that's what it's all about. Premium quality cabinets built for durability, reliability, beauty, and everyday function. And it's right here in Columbia. I love all of those things. And Timberland Cabinets, you'll love them too. Go see some of the beauty at TimberlandCabinets.com. Don't trust me. Go look at it yourself. TimberlandCabinets.com. And then go ahead and call. Now, they're not there right now. It's almost 7 o'clock. But you leave a message, and they will call you back early and jiffy quick. 931-499-7170. 931-499-7170. Beauty, quality, not just made in America, but made right here in Middle Tennessee. The heartbeat of your home is in your kitchen. Let's upgrade that kitchen with Timberland Cabinets. Supertalk 99.7 WTN 4174 writes, isn't there a Meta data center in Gallatin? There certainly is. There are, I think the figure was 27 data centers inside of Davidson County already, not including the one that they're planning on building at the zoo, although Freddie O'Connell's trying to stop that through eminent domain. The doc, it's a 37-minute video on YouTube. It's called AI 2027, a realistic scenario of AI takeover. It has 4.5 million views. It was posted about a year ago. I think the dates are slightly off now. I don't believe that this is happening with the speed that was suggested, but it goes through, what we can expect in 2027, where originally there was a belief that AI would, quote unquote, escape the lab sometime in 2027. That's how they described what reaching a level of so-called singularity would mean. And they talk about deep seek, and they talk about open brain, and they talk about open AI, and they talk about, there's Google, and there's America, there's Elon, there's China. They talk about the arms race to develop more and more powerful artificial intelligence apparatus and what that will ultimately mean to all of us. One person has asked for me to go over this one more time. My concern on the Marsha Blackburn candidacy, she moved money from her Senate campaign to the Club for Growth. It's like $4.8 million. Club for Growth has they have a lot of different names for their political action committee, and one is called the Tennessee Freedom Fund. Tennessee Freedom Fund is currently running negative ads against John Rose and ultimately in favor of Marsha Blackburn. So ultimately, Marsha, you can put the lines together, and I could reasonably say that ultimately Marsha is, in effect, funding those negative ads, but she denies that she has any knowledge of those negative ads, and she's funding them through her Senate money, which is impermissible. She's not supposed to fund state campaign efforts. Well, and she would say she's not. Marsha would say, well, that's not me. That's a political action committee. I have nothing to do with that. And that's a fair defense. But I just provide the information for you so you can chew on it. We got to get out of here. For Jackson Williams, for Ken Weaver, Matt Murphy speaking and saying, have a wonderful evening, friends. Hug your loved ones. See you tomorrow for a Friday.